loving someone else. What? My love, I stayed till I was sure that it was real. You fooled me again.
Still forgave you when I walked away forever.
I tell myself never again. I tell myself never again. I tell myself never again. My love turned out to be loving someone else. My love, I stayed till I was sure that it was real. You fooled me again.
Still forgave you when I walked away forever.
I tell myself never again.
Shalom, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Hebrew Anonymous. Once again, man, I'm your host, Ahava, and I appreciate all the support from everybody that's telling me, everybody giving me good feedback on the Hebrew Anonymous. So, I'm trying to bring y'all some good episodes. And once again, these stories, even though they do reflect real life, they may or may not be true. So the guests that come on, so don't say we slandering, we just trying to get these stories out here, and hopefully we're here to educate and edify people. And today, we got a former member of the Isupk, and with this episode is crazy because they lied on the brother. They say he beat women and kids. Specifically, they say he beat his wife. So, so he tried to go to counsel about it and got denied multiple times. So that's why the brother on. So once again, man, this is Hebrew Anonymous, and let's get it. Yo, how you doing, Knock, man?
I'm doing good, brother. How you doing, man?
Hey, man, I'm too wild, man. I'm glad I was finally able to get you back on the show. I had you on the first episode. That I hope it was therapeutic for you to finally be heard, because that's the purpose of this platform, is so you could be heard, because like once the main voice narrative is out there, it's hard to defend yourself. And a lot of people, they not strong enough to be like, hey man, like, like that was wrong. We actually need to hear the other side. They just go with that one main voice, and the sheep just flock to it. So that's why I'm glad you able to, that's why I'm glad you able to come up on here so you could be heard.
Don't worry, brother. I'm glad that you invite me on this show, because like what you was, it's very therapeutic. It really is. Because for one thing, people don't even care about the psychological health of black men particularly.
Yeah.
We say something, just like what Isupk does. They try to say, you a B, you a bitch, and all of this. And here's the thing, you're just trying to, get a counsel or something. You're trying to, some of these brothers think there's some redemptive quality in those people. I found out the hard way, there is none. The Lord is going to take those people down. I mean, I don't mean those people specifically, but I mean, you know, I don't want nobody to die behind this. You know what I'm saying? I just want, you know, that whole organization, that organization needs a great lesson in humility. You know?
Yeah, man. But specifically, you know what I'm saying, with your situation, we got you back on the show because I have seen a post on Facebook where, you know what I'm saying, where you able to prove that you put in a counsel request, right? And you know, even like the generals seen it. So for me, I'm like, damn, the higher ups seen your counsel request and just said, fuck you. And
and one brother, one of the generals, the third in command, you know what his reply was? His reply was this. He said, "Who are you?" Now, you know what? He said the same thing to me in 2021 at the Passover in Houston. I'm sitting there thinking, now let me talk about this story. All right. We was in Houston in 2021. Because remember, there wasn't no Passover. Well, there wasn't no Passover. I don't know if you know real familiar with the Isupk like that, but there was no Passover for 2019 and 2020. So 2021 Passover. Now, you know, we having the Passovers again. We in Houston, Texas. You know, and it was a brother that let us use his mansion. He had a mansion and a ranch down there. You know. So he let us use it for the Passover and everything, you know, Passover like party and stuff like that, you know, everybody drinking and music and having fun and, you know, the women serving food, things like that. Okay. I walks back to the section where, you know, because, you know, in this mansion party, you go through the, you know, okay, it's the mansion, and then behind the mansion is the yard, and then behind that is this, venue type of area and everything, and you know my woman and the other women is like, you know, serving food and serving plates. Okay, now you have third in command in Isupk, which is General Mayala. He's standing there with Zanaya, the captain out of Syracuse. And they're standing there and they're chopping it up. I come up there. Look, this is the very first time this ever happened to me inside the Isupk. Okay, I step up and everything, and I see them because, you know, everybody Passover, everybody dapping each other up, and everybody, because you only see certain people like sometime once a year. Certain people you only see in the Passover. So everybody's dapping each other up and all of that stuff. I goes back there and, you know, in my mind, because the way I was taught, you dap up in rank order. You dap the highest ranking man first. You know, I found out later on that wasn't a protocol, but at the same time, I was just so used to doing it like that. You know what I'm saying? So I go to dap up Mayala first. And he didn't even put his fist up to even dap me back. He just looks at me and says, "Who are you?"
Oh, ain't no way.
Yeah.
Ain't no way they did that because, you know, on the internet, they always saying all is welcome to come to the Passover. This is the Lord's Passover. And I just think that's, you know, that's like the leadership in that to, you know, even if you don't know who you are, if you Black, Hispanic or Native Indian, you know, you dap that person up because they paid their fee to come to the Passover. Even if it wasn't about money, the person showed up, he right there in your presence. Dap, you know what I'm saying? Salute him if he salute you back.
That brother knew well who I was, man. I was one of the most popular dudes inside the Isupk. I was just 5,000 just because of my camp speakings, my my classes were like clockwork. You know what I'm saying? And a whole lot of people watched my classes inside that school, and they learned a whole lot. You know, I exercised my gifts, and the gifts brought me, you know, popularity inside the school. So I know good and well that he knew who the hell I was. You know what I'm saying? All the other generals, the other 4 generals, they was real, you know, cool with me back then when I was with that school. As a matter of fact, at that same Passover, General Sharmar stepped to me and he's like, "Tarab, you know," he's like, "whatever you need here," you know what I'm saying? If you know, whatever you need money, you need this, you need that, but man, just holler at me. That was Sharmar. He said that. And he's a general. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he always took a liking to me. You know what I'm saying? He always took a liking to me and everything. Kadanga Bar was another one that took a liking to me, and General Q. You know what I'm saying? General Q. Let's see, and General Haas. 4 of the generals.
Yeah.
I'm favored with 4 of the generals out of the 7. You know, and it's not because I was kissing their ass or any of that. You know what I'm saying? Just consistently doing what I do, plus me and General Shalimar, I got into his Black Business Coalition program and everything. You know, because I had a product called Power Priest. It was a grill cleaner where you clean, like barbecue grills and flat grills, black, what you calling them, black stone grills and all that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I put, he advertised that through the Black Business Coalition. You know.
Yeah.
But,
okay.
Like I was saying, when I stepped to that brother and everything, you know what I'm saying, and to dap him up, the brother didn't even. That's the first time that it ever happened. And Azana Yah was standing right next to him. So I just went ahead and just dapped him up. He dapped me up and hugged me and everything.
Damn, ain't no way. God damn. I said, damn, ain't no way.
Right. And, that brother, he dapped me up, man. He was like, I love you, brother, such and such. He was like, he acted like he was oblivious to what was, what just happened there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, so I was like, Philly, when things like that happen, that means they've been talking about you for whatever reason. And I don't even know this. I never even had no dealings with that brother like that. My dealings, I only had one dealing with him. And that was back when I was, way back when I very first got inside that organization. He called me up and told me that my wife that I had at that time, was counseling his wife. Actually, she was becoming my ex-wife at this time. And my ex-wife told his wife, you need to deal with your husband and you need to, such and such. He told me all of this. I'm like, damn. So, said that, I'm like, okay,
Yeah, I got a question with that. I got a question with that because I am hearing a lot about how brothers are having like ex-wives in the school or even in other schools, but definitely this school. So like, you know what I'm saying? So if Muhammad is teaching how if a woman will never be alone again if they get a brother in the school, how are they also having ex-wives in the school?
Brother, them women is leaving them dudes like 40 going north, brother.
Yeah.
They leaving,
yeah.
And here's the thing, not only are they leaving these dudes, they leaving them for another nigga inside the same goddamn organization.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Drop.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, okay. We on Hebrew Anonymous, yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
There's a brother named Zaquan that came up, in Chicago and everything, and there's a brother named Mapatazar that came up in Chicago also. Now, Mapatazar had an issue. I don't know what the hell was going on and everything. I had reached out to him, when I very first left that school or whatever, to make sure he was all right because he was posting Facebook pictures with him with a fit of liquor and shit all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Which mean that brother was, and you look at his face, he was sloppy drunk, and you could easily tell and read that brother was going through something.
Yeah. Is it a situation like how they trying to shame the Sakari cats where they say, if a brother only stick the tip in, then he ain't had sex with the person. But you saying like, nah, these people was in a real relationship. They really done had sex. And these women just leaving that, what I'm saying, rock or another rock.
Right. He had been smashing this woman for something like that. But see, here's the thing. This is how they helped him out. This is how their version of brotherhood. They took his woman from him and gave her to Zaquan. The other brother was at his darkest hour. They helped him out by sending by taking his wife and giving her to another brother so that brother could fuck his wife.
And they in the same state, right? Chicago?
Yes. They was in the same city. Zaquan ended up moving to Milwaukee up under DeBar Muff, a captain named DeBar Muff. I guess it was probably for that specific reason, so that those brothers wouldn't be in the same camp.
See, man, I was telling my rib, I was like, yo, if we join the school, you know, like, yeah, things might be cool at first, but, you know what I mean, like, eventually somebody, you know what I'm saying, like, the purpose of us joining the school is for you to join the school. You know what I mean? Like, I was looking past me doing the work. I'm like, nah, somebody in school is going to try to, like, they're going to break this house up. Somebody's going to try to fuck you. You know what I mean? I already knew that shit was going to happen.
And then here's the thing, because if you don't like what state you're in or whatever the case is, or city or something, is that, whatever. You don't have to, you don't want to. I know you might want to remain anonymous. But I was just wondering, I'll just put it this way: whatever state it is that you're in, whoever the camp leader is there, sometimes these women will try to like playing men against one another, just like in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Even if this man has authority, they figure this man has authority over you, and they're going to use that to their advantage.
Yeah, I saw that Facebook post you made. The Isupk specializes in weaponizing women against you.
Yes, they specialize in that. They specialize in that. Yes, they do. They will weaponize her, you know what I'm saying, however they can. And if she has people like say, for instance, with my, ex-woman and everything, she had, her mother. They didn't even put me up on game about her mother. That woman is a total witch, straight out of New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up Nola witch.
Yeah. What's going on with her? Like,
okay.
I done been there, you know what I'm saying, with the woman that chooses her mother over you. But let's hear this story in the truth, though. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay. Do you want me to go back to the time when I very first met her mother? Is that what you want me to do?
Yeah, because it's going to end up leading to how these women are lying on you, saying that you hit them and beat their kids, and the Isupk believing them, right?
Right. Okay. Now this is how that thing happened. All right. When I very first got up here to Minnesota and everything, she told me a little bit about her mother and how her mother was against the oldest son's father. Okay. Now I'm thinking, okay, this is not really out of the norm, and what the case is. But then, too, that their mother tried to kill her. Also. So, all right. Now her mother would bounce between New Orleans, Minnesota, and Chicago, because her mother there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
When things get too hot down in New Orleans for her, she runs to Minnesota. Things get too hot in Minnesota, she runs to Chicago. Get this stuff into the heat down to Zach, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, she's in New Orleans at the time. Okay. Now I found out, old girl told me that she was on her way up to here to Minnesota. So, all right. Her mother gets my phone number. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. From the camp leader there, because he didn't want to really deal with her like that, or whatever the case is. So,
Yeah.
He gives her my number or whatever, and she gives me a call. And she, asked me the question, what can I do to reconcile the relationship between me and my... Now, I'm teaching classes every Tuesday, So I told her the first step. the first step is start coming to class. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She starts coming to class consistently. That will let me know that she's serious about reconciling the relationship between her and her daughter. But if not, I know some bullshit going on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
She trying to fix a relationship between the mother and daughter relationship, you saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that was real, you know, that was real bullshit. What she really wants is control over the daughter and the resources that the kids provide or whatever. You know, that the kid that come from the kids, rather. She wanted that. You know what I'm saying? That's what she really wanted. And I've seen this before. This thing in my own family. Back when I was little, just like her kids. I remember this from way back then.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to keep it all the way real, my grandmother was very similar to her mother. So I know what she gonna do before she do it. It's an old evil black stuff.
Now, did she have a man?
You know,
Her mother had a man, or she was
no, she didn't have
single?
no man.
There you go. There you go.
She had oh man, every man that dealt with her, you know, and it's funny because, you know, it didn't really dawn on me then because every man that dealt with them too, you know, her and her mother winded up in prison. You know what I'm saying? They winded up in prison.
And she tried to make her daughter fall into, you know what I'm saying, like her past of, you know, calling the cops and getting even you locked up because, you know, episode 1, you know, like we kind of touched on that. Well, we broke that whole situation down. And now you're telling me that, her mother has a history of, you know, her man going to jail. And now she passed that demon down to her daughter.
Exactly. And here's the funny thing about it. You know, the woman that I had is the weakest woman in her whole damn family. Psychologically the weakest. She the one always crying. The one that's always crying is the one that's psychologically the weakest.
Mm-hmm.
And her mother knows how to manipulate her. You know what I'm saying? You know, her mother knows exactly what chords to strike with her. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So when she did that, okay, when she did not show up, she showed up to class only that one time after I told her that. And I can see her, here's the thing about it. I was teaching class that day. And I seen her come in. She came in with her son, with, my, ex-woman's younger brother, you know. And she came in and I could see her looking around and everything. You know what I'm saying? Actually, who she was looking around to see who homegirl was with. Who was her man? Because she didn't think that her man would actually be the teacher. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting at the desk, you know, getting ready to teach a class, and I'm looking at her. You know what I'm saying? As she's looking and scoping and everything. So all of this stuff shows me that something, you know what I'm saying, something, you know, ain't right with her. You know what I'm saying? That this thing is not genuine.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now old girl finds out, you know, eventually finds out that it's me that she is with, you know, that she's actually with the teacher. You know what I'm saying? So now after that, she shows up another time, like a couple of months later or whatever. And she asked the daughter, do you like him?
She asked the daughter, do you like him?
Yeah, the daughter. And you know what I'm saying? Because I know there's some funny stuff going on with that too.
And y'all are already married at that time?
Yeah, me and her was already together.
Okay.
You know? She asking, do you like him? Man, I've seen all this stuff before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she planting up thieves already early.
Right. I seen it back when I was a little kid. You know what I'm saying? And I seen it even all growing up. How old are you, brother, if you don't mind my asking?
Yeah, I'm 35 years old. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I don't never put a number to it. I always add the fly. So even when I hit my 40s, I'm going to be 40 fly, 50 fly, you know?
Right. Okay, you might not remember a time. You probably don't remember the '80s. That I'm quite sure you don't remember the '80s. You know,
I might. Let's try it. Yeah, I'm a
okay.
'90s baby though.
Okay. Do you remember hearing stories about black women always calling CPS on their neighbors and everything that they don't like?
Oh nah, that's before my time. But yeah, break it down.
That was a big thing back then. That was a big thing back in the '80s, in the mid and late '80s. Oh, that was a big thing back then.
They calling CPS to make sure that, hey, you're not supposed to have no man in the house. Is it that type of situation?
Yeah, that type of stuff. Yeah, and trying to get the kids thrown into foster care. That's some evil, hateful stuff that black women used to do to each other back in the day. You know what I'm saying? They don't like this. I don't like this bitch. You know?
Yeah.
And they'll call CPS.
Damn.
On her. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the evil things. Or a lot of the times it will be their family members. You know what I'm saying? Especially their mothers, their controlling mothers, the grandmother of the children.
Why do I got a feeling that one of these women were actually touched as, coming up?
You said, say that again. Say the women. Say that again.
I said I got a feeling that one of these women, between her or her mother, was actually touched coming up.
Yeah, I can totally believe that, because see, it's probably the mother and the daughter both.
Yeah, it sounds like they got too much anger against men for some reason.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing with that though. Their mothers, a lot of the time, the women push you know how they say a trickle starts a flood.
Mm-hmm.
Now the grandmother, I knew her too. I'm talking about the woman's mother's mother. Now she wasn't quite as bad, but as the saying goes, a trickle starts a flood. I mean, she was with her husband, clear up until that husband died. But she had that real masculine spirit, that evil Christian church spirit on her too. She just wasn't as bad as her daughter was, because like say for instance, that's the reason why America is called the daughter of Babylon. The daughter is even worse than the mother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how that thing went. It goes, the flaw was in the grandmother. Even though the grandmother had certain good things about her and everything, but those flaws magnify in the children.
Yeah, because the daughter has, at least has the opportunity to break the curse, that's passed down to her from her mother. But, for some reason, because this woman gave you life and she the reason why you're on this earth, you just can't stop the temptation of falling for, what I'm saying, like her wicked sayings. And that should be totally off,
Right. Because they think doing evil is a superpower. Mm-hmm. That's what they think. And they think without that evil, they're nothing, which is the demon. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They think without that they're nothing, that they're weak and they're vulnerable and all of that stuff, because they don't know where their true strength is supposed to lie, nor do they care if they did know. And it's part of the problem. They don't want it. And to be honest with you, the core of the thing is they hate God.
Yeah. Okay, I got a question, you know what I'm saying? Now, look, check this out, Officer Tarak. You know what I'm saying? Blow my mind. Which one of the women told the Isupk that you put your hands on the kids? Because I'm going to think, before you even answer, I'm thinking it's her mother that made up the lie.
Yes, that's exactly.
Already knew it.
Bingo. Yeah. And she already had this thing set in play. And I called my Hyman up and I told, because I know what the hell she's going to try and do next. I already know. And I told my Hyman, I'm like, she is trying to act like that I'm abusing old girl's kids. And let me tell you how he responded.
Yeah.
He said, this is how I know that it was a setup, that he was in on it too. He said, that's not true. I know why you think that. But that's not how it is. That's what he said.
He's so like, can you break down what he meant by that? I'm not following that part.
What he's saying is she's not trying to do that to you. That's what he's saying.
Okay.
That's what he's saying. No, I understand why you think that, but that's not, see, because Muhammad try to make everybody think they're crazy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because his wife is a psychiatrist. And he wants to be a psychiatrist himself.
Yeah.
And he want to diagnose people as being crazy so he can get them on drugs and everything through his wife's practice, or, you know what I'm saying, or through his own practice, because he probably wants to be one himself.
Yeah, I seen the video, a quick sidebar. I seen the video of someone in Hebrew Academy. He done got straight up maced in both his eyes. And Muhammad standing over him with water, spraying his eyes, talking about that's not pain. You know what I'm saying? Breathe in your nose, out your mouth. Breathe in your nose. Dude, this dude is going through some serious, crazy pain right now. He talking about he don't feel no pain. Breathe in your nose, out your mouth. I'm like, boy, throw some mace in your eyes. Let me see if you react the same way, or you know what I'm saying? Just be, you know.
These dudes, they're doing stuff like that when they don't even understand, you know, what the game actually is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, learning how to take pepper spray and everything, yeah, it has a certain virtue, but see, here's the thing. I mean, it has a certain, you know, application to it or whatever. To learn how to, that's good and all, but see, here's the thing. Black people are getting into a situation where things are going to get real rough, and pepper spray is going to be the way least of your goddamn problems.
Mm-hmm.
Some damn pepper spray. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, and they act like they're this fake military and everything. Now, what I don't understand is, even though it is perfectly lawful for people to carry firearms, actually register to carry firearms, why don't they have these firearms at camp? Peter had his sword when he rode with Christ, did he?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think, but see, they don't understand. You know, this is a whole other kind of war game here. And what good is it to learn how to take pepper spray to the face when you got internal issues inside your own organization that where y'all turning against each other, y'all eating yourselves?
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, like you know what I'm saying? More people coming out. You know what I mean? Just a matter of time that, like, you know, people gotta start writing books. They're not even coming to YouTube no more. You know?
Yeah, that's what I planned on doing. You know what I'm saying? Writing some type of ebooks or something like that. Well, I don't know exactly how to do it, but I thought about this years ago. Now people know that I'm not crazy, because I was the first one to ever do this thing, especially at my rank. The other 5,000 that left before me, they just faded up in the obscurity somewhere. You don't know where they went on the lam some damn where.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yes. Yeah. So let's get back to how Muhammad was saying that she's not actually trying to say you did that. You know what I mean?
No. He's saying what he's actually saying, because here's the thing. She ain't said it to him yet, but I know what she's going to do before she does it. Like I was saying before, you know, I've seen this stuff before. I've seen this stuff several times, all throughout the projects. They used to do this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen it before, and that's how I know what she gonna do before she did it. And I told Muhammad, you know what I'm saying? You know, you know, just to inform the school. It's like a report. You know what I'm saying? I was used to giving reports to higher ranking men on certain things that could be detrimental to the camp or whatever the hell the case is. I was used to, you know, doing that. So I did it with him, because this thing is going to be not only detrimental to me, but detrimental to the reputation of the school also.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's troubleshooting is what I'm doing.
Yeah. Okay. So now let's get to how Muhammad took, you know what I'm saying, like your pre-warning.
He said, what he's pretty much saying with my pre-warning, he's saying, I know why you think that, but that's not how it is. That's not how it is? The word not? How the hell do you know? He's not even in Minnesota. I'm here with this woman. I got to deal with this stuff directly. He's all the way in Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So my observations from what I'm standing right in the thick of every damn thing doesn't mean anything to him. You know what I'm saying?
So like, what's the judgment of that counsel if he's saying that that's not what she's trying to do? So, you know what I'm saying? So what is he saying you to do then?
He's not telling me to do anything. You know what I'm saying? When old girl tried to take a restraining order, actually, he's pretty much telling me to, let me tell you, this is what he actually told. Because see, he's not going to, a lot of times he's not going to tell you to solidly do no specific thing. He's one of them he try to use that open-ended psychology type of stuff. So if you actually do something, he can say, if it goes good, he can act like, yeah, I give you counsel to do that. But if it goes wrong, it's all on you. It's open-ended, where he's not specifically telling you to do anything. It's pretty much like this. If you want to do it, you can do it. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. That type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That way, it doesn't implement them in anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So he's always talking in a way to protect the school.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. He doesn't give a fuck about the people in the school. When the school is made up of people. See, that's the funny thing about it right there. The school is made up of people. It's not made up of that funky ass banner. You know what I'm saying? And that's where his mind is messed up at. You know? It's entity worship is what it actually is. You know?
Oh, okay, so all right, so now let's move forward. All right, so now things play out and everything. Like, do you actually make a call to the captain above you and be like, hey man, now things that escalated, you know what I'm saying? So like, does things get back to Muhammad once things escalate?
Yeah, because through Marquardt, and I done had counsels with them, you know what I'm saying? Like, say for instance, to protect myself, because old girl was on Section 8. This is one of the things that her mother did. When we went she booked our flight for Houston and everything, because I don't know nothing about all of that, how to book flights. It was my first time ever flying. I don't even know anything about flying like that. It was my first time ever flying. She booked our flights, but through her booking, I didn't know how evil this woman actually was at that time, and the depths and the levels that she was willing to go. I didn't know it. I didn't know that her shit went all the way to the pit of hell. I didn't know that. So she booked our flights, and she took, she gonna need some type of information from you in order to book your flights.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
So she collected that information, right? So after the Passover, you know what I'm saying, a month or so, something like that, when, she said that she wanted to keep the kids for X amount of time and everything, me, myself, I didn't have no problem with that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have no problem with her keeping the kids and everything. Even try to cut a deal with her. I'm like, look, man, you can keep the kids 3 days out of the week and they be here 4, because see, it was my woman at the time that had the problem with it. With her keeping the kids, you know what I'm saying, for a week and stuff like that, for a whole week and all of that. And finally sending them back. And then when they come back, they acting real funny and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Salakia, but like why do it feel like because she don't have a man, she's trying to have a toxic relationship with you as her man, but you her daughter husband?
And she knows that I was not interested in her at all. Yeah. That's part of the thing too.
Damn, so it even get even crazier.
Yeah. I'm not interested. I don't see her nothing like that. I don't find that woman attractive. It's awfully funny because certain people inside the school did find her attractive. And that's what gave her some type of funny, shadow rank and leverage over me.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted that woman inside the school. That woman had been dealing with the school 2 years before I even moved up here to Minnesota to be with her daughter.
Yeah.
They had been dealing with her.
So, like, did she ever try to make a pass at you? Be fine, Salaki. So my question is, has she ever tried to talk to you? You know what I'm saying, in that type of way, like, you know what I'm saying, like, behind her daughter back?
No, never directly sexually like that. No, she never came to me directly sexual. You know what I'm saying? She never did that. But at the same time, I understand what type of woman that she actually is, that she would do that. She picked up about me quite early on. That I actually took her daughter seriously. And when they see things like that, they know, okay, I gotta do it. He's not gonna be weak in that area. I gotta take another approach.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So she knew the sexual option was off the damn table. You know what I'm saying? Because she knew that I would start to, I mean, shit, she was only 1 year older than me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You know, and let me tell you another thing what Hyman said also too. Now, he, you know, I'm talking to him on the phone. He asked me this question. We had another counsel. I mean, we was struggling to a goddamn counsel shit once a week. It became real stressful. And it was stressful for that nigga, you know, seemingly stressful for that nigga Muhammad too. We drag it into a counsel every damn week. Now, you know, he asked me this question, and this is another reason why I know that it was a setup. He asked me this question. He said, how do you perceive her mother?
Yeah, same question I asked just now, you know?
Right. He's like, how do you perceive her mother? And I told him, this is what I told him. Now, what the fuck did he expect me to say in this? What did he expect me to say? Oh, I find her hot. I think she's sexy. Did he expect me to say that? Right?
Yeah.
Now, check this out. He asked me that question. He said, how do you perceive her mother? And I said, like a student.
Good comeback.
Huh?
I said good comeback.
Yeah, I perceive her the same way that I perceive every student as it sits inside that school, because that's what they are. You know what I'm saying? They're students when they come inside that school and everything. That's, you know, and because see, here's the thing. You know, if she wants to reconcile the relationship with her daughter and I see that she's serious, I would actually work with her concerning that. To where she can learn. You know what I'm saying? But as the saying goes, you can't teach old dogs new tricks. She was set in her ways. There was nothing to teach her at all. But when I told Muhammad that I perceive her as a student, you know, let me tell you what he said. He said, interesting.
Okay.
How do you perceive that? How do you perceive what he said with that? Show me what you think about that.
I think he's looking at it like, yo, okay, you're, you know what I'm saying, like you're living in the house with two women and...
No, she wasn't living there.
Oh, okay, so honestly, I perceive it as if he's like, damn, so you not interested in her, really? Because a normal answer would be, you know what I'm saying, like, okay, like she's cool, you know what I'm saying, like you know what I'm saying, that'll be an answer, like she's cool, and he would think that you might be, you know, undercover trying to holler at her mother, but you wasn't like that.
Right. That's not the type of dude that I am. I ain't gonna sit there trying to smash no goddamn woman's mom. I'm this, you know, my woman. No, hell no. But here's the thing. I don't give a damn if you was fine as hell. I don't give a damn about none of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you did good, because he was trying to use your answer against you. So the answer that I just gave, he would have used that against you if you would have said anything like that. That's kind of where I'm going at.
He would have, and he would have made that, and he would have made a billboard. You know what I'm saying? You know, But I was being sincere in my answer. You know what I'm saying? I see her as a student, just like I see everybody else. And now, obviously, that wasn't the answer that he wanted, and that's why he said interesting, pretty much telling me that I was wrong. The way that I seen it, he's telling me I was wrong from perceiving her the way that I perceive her.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And what you said also, too. Because I didn't really think of it like that. You know what I'm saying? You just gave a real good breakdown on that. And that's a very strong possibility. And I didn't even think of it like that.
Yeah, calm.
You know?
Mm-hmm. I watch him enough to know how he is, you know. And
Right.
it's so crazy, like when he does his scripture breakdowns, like when, you know, so like when he asks like open-ended questions, and it's like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, hey, can you answer this question? It's like, why the hell am I giving the right answers online? But the officers in the school, they don't have the answer. But it's like I know the answers because these are Hebrew 101. These questions been asked the week prior before that, the month prior before that. It's like, how the hell y'all don't know these easy ass answers? So,
Right. You know, a lot of the time they just trying to find out whatever answer is suitable for the school, just like they do in the Christian church.
mm-hmm.
The only thing is they're more afraid of the people, you know, the Muhammad and Yohana. That's the difference. They ain't quite as afraid of the Christian pastors.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they have to make sure that their answer is tailored to a way that Muhammad would like it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Got you. Understand.
That's what that is. Like, say, for instance, if they know that Yohana teaches and Muhammad teaches that the sky is purple, the sky can be blue, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, if he asks that question, what color is the sky? You know how you talk.
Mm-hmm.
The nigga to say blue, he don't want to say blue. Because he know if he say blue, he might be marked because that's not what the school teaches.
Got you.
You see what I'm saying? So they will say the sky is purple. And they'll say, good answer. There'll be a clap up. Everybody clap their hands.
Yeah.
Even though that answer is wrong, its day is long.
Yeah. Okay.
And
So, yeah. Okay. So, I wanted to kind of get us to what was the lie that was said on you about you beating your wife's kids. You know what I'm saying? What did she actually say that the school like believed?
Okay, she said it wasn't. This is what she said right here. She said that I was beating not the girl, not the oldest girl, but she said that I was beating the two boys.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And here's the funny thing about it.
Like fist fighting or what?
No. Saying that I was like beating them, like, you know, beating them with, you know, I guess, you know, say that, you know, this is what the nigga named Blue Carter said. He said that I was beating their hands and feet. She did the woman. She didn't go into detail. Old girl's mother.
Mm-hmm.
But what that Blue Carter dude said, you know what I'm saying? He said that I was beating their hands and feet. Who the hell does that?
What? Yeah, come on, Blue. What the hell?
You know what I'm saying? Right. Beating feet?
Hey,
top of that,
what you tickling the feet or something? No.
I remember when I was a kid getting my hands hit with the brush.
Yeah, I remember that too. Yeah.
But beating the feet? That sounds like some goddamn Nazi Germany type shit.
Yeah.
That's like a torture method. They did like in the damn Vietnam War, you know, where they would hang people upside down and beat their feet and all of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, that sound like that kind of stuff. That ain't no goddamn discipline.
Yeah, I know you ain't even got the time to do that, you know.
Right. I mean, what the hell? The beating feet?
And then these are her kids, right? Like these not both y'all kids.
Yeah, these are her kids. I
Come on,
don't
man.
have any children.
I don't even believe you touched her kids.
No, I don't, you know, as a matter of fact, you know, I ain't gonna lie, I still miss him, you know what I'm saying? I still miss the little one, you know what I'm saying? His name was Keyshawn. That was my little dude right there. And, you know, that was the only thing that really hurt me about, leaving, you know, that whole situation and everything was him. You know what I'm saying? The youngest boy,
Yeah.
that hurt me. I'm not even gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? Because it hurt me because I knew it was gonna hurt him from me being gone. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that did hurt, I got to say. You know what I'm saying?
Now, could y'all relationship have been saved if her mother was not involved in it?
Well, to be honest with you, I like the way the things went down for the simple fact that I got to see who she really is and what's really inside there. Because it would have came out some other way, even if her mother wasn't, involved. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you Let me tell you the sign that I was given on who this woman actually really is. Her father passed away years ago from kidney failure. Okay. Now, she had claimed to love her father so much, and she gave me a bracelet that once belonged to her father, right?
Yeah.
Now, check this out. On the surface, it seemed like she just loved her father. She made Facebook posts, all this kind of stuff. Well, okay, now her father didn't have any teeth. You know what I'm saying? He had to have all his teeth removed, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, about 3 months before the brother died and everything, you know how you get the people get the dental implants and everything?
Yeah,
He had got some dental implants and everything about 3 months before he died. Now, let me tell you, she told me about this, and she said, listen to this. I don't know why they gave him that. He died a couple of months after that. That was a waste of money.
Yeah.
Hear this?
Yeah, I'm trying to follow it. Yeah, this is different for me.
You understanding though?
So he was already dead, and they paid for some new teeth.
No. He was alive.
Mm-hmm.
He had already got the drill-ins and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But he died a few months later.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, she said that was a waste of money. The way that I perceived it is maybe the man wanted to eat.
Got you.
He wanted to eat, huh?
Got you. I got you. She's saying because he's... Yeah, I got you. So you see what type of woman she is based on, okay, I'm saying her dad is elderly and he needs teeth, but she's like, he's probably about to pass on, so it's a waste of money to even get him teeth because it's only a matter of months at this point. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah, pretty much. But why would she even say that? That will show how much she think about me too.
Yeah, got you. Yeah, that's cold. I'm kind of...
See that?
I felt something in my spine just now. My nerve kind of trickled right there.
And I got to see inside that woman's soul of who she actually really is. And guess what I saw? No empathy.
Yeah.
Just like them niggas in that school. Now, I'm not saying that she learned this shit from them. No, she was like that long before. Long before.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And let me tell you another thing that she said also, too.
Them brothers in the school definitely got no empathy. Especially when you leave the school. Like, man, I'm seeing it. Like, a dude left the school and he's still seeking for counseling. And people still no empathy towards the fact that he's saying, yo, the school tried to give my wife to another man in the school, after I left the school. And that's like, it just ain't no empathy, right?
Right. Even though that brother is pleading with, his pleading towards them, you know what it's like? It's like a sweet song. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Crying out to the men that he think are his brothers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it seems like. It's like a sweet song. What is the scripture to talk about, a person not getting, getting wisdom, not something like that. I'm totally paraphrasing. I obliterated this. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, he's harping to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's harping to them and everything. Brother, hear me. brother, hear me. You know what I'm saying? That's what he's saying. He's like, brother, hear me. You know?
Yeah, like
They're not,
this could happen to you. You know, it really can. It could happen to any one of y'all. The same people
yeah.
that's ganging up against, you know, against not hearing what I'm talking about. The same thing
Right.
definitely gonna happen to you.
Yeah, brothers, his name is Matazabar. You know, for anybody, you know what I'm saying, that might be listening and everything, check out that brother's post or whatever. Send a brother a friend request or whatever the case is. Now, Daniela, he sees them for who they are.
Yeah, yeah,
Daniela sees them.
yeah. Daniela got some.
Matazabar still believes that there's some redemptive qualities.
Yeah,
But
and
he's finding out increasingly that there is not. He's finding that out down the line.
yeah, I'm definitely noticing that. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking at the whole Matazawa situation. I'm like, and it's like, what more do you want from people that's showing you who they are? Now I'm
Right.
just looking at it. It's like me, man. I would just delete them off my friend list, but I can see why you can't because you are in the truth now. You know,
Right.
and it's, but dude, they not going to give you what you're looking for at the same time. You know, it's all about you giving your soul for what they want. You know,
Exactly. When you get nothing with no reciprocation at all, it's a pyramid scheme. All of this is a pyramid scheme. You know, yeah, that's what it is. In all pyramid schemes, everything goes from the bottom to the top. There is no trickle down. There is none. You know.
Yeah,
that's why it's called a pyramid scheme. That's why it's called that.
Yeah, you know, man, yo, when Daniela speak out, you know, hopefully he come on Hebrew Anonymous. Man, that shit gonna go viral, man. You know, people gonna want that show taken down. People gonna be reporting that show, and we ain't even, you know, like show no faces or nothing, because the stuff he coming with is powerful.
Yeah. You know, all of that, yeah, because see, here's the thing. I already knew when Mayak made that, Mayak Yala, I was telling you about that general. When he made that post a little over a year ago, talking about how brothers always want to rap but won't go to camp. Damn. I already knew that the whole rap thing was going to start to turn him up from the inside. Just like it does people in the world. If it does Diddy and all of them like that, what the hell they think? You think they stronger than them?
They portray it. They portray it to be, man.
Yeah, Diddy all by himself. You know what I'm saying? Has way more power than Johanna. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. My bad. Before we forget, like the main point. Now, the main point of all this, you know, you've been accused of beating kids, beating your wife and everything. Now, you done asked for counsel. How many times has your counsel been denied?
Well, I had just started because, see, I wasn't dealing with them niggas like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't watch their classes, none of that. And here's the thing. What I actually did was, since they keep saying this, finally, I pulled the trigger on the counsel thing.
Yeah, you know okay. So they was like, you didn't go to him and him alone?
About it.
Oh, not Counsel. Like, they basically tried to be like, oh, well, you ain't go to him and him alone, and you ain't follow protocols on asking for a counsel. So now you ask for the counsel, and then go ahead.
Okay, yeah, because that whole he and D alone thing, you know, the same nigga been in my DM and everything. Me and him been going back and forth inside my DM. So that's a he and D alone shit right there.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? That's a he and D alone shit right there. You know, but when I the only one that responded, actually, you know, Shalimar, he didn't respond. I seen the ball drop. You know, when that ball dropped, you know what I'm saying, that means that they saw your DM message, right?
Yeah.
He didn't say nothing. Next thing you know, I'm blocked by my hanging because, you know, I was getting ready to go in his DM next concerning that issue.
And this is when you're out of school, right?
Right.
Oh, no, all right. So, like, at this point, as you asked for counsel, like you already done left the school, right?
Well, I just did this. No, ask for counsel on that particular subject. I only just did that just a couple the day before yesterday, before my internet and everything went out.
Yeah. Okay. So like, just so the viewers know, the brother asked for counsel while he's not in the school. He, you know what I'm saying? He's not in the school asking for counsel, and he's being blocked and denied by the generals.
Right.
You know.
And here's the thing: even somebody in the world is supposed to be able to have access to a counsel. That's what I was taught early on, be inside that organization. Like, say for instance, you say somebody inside that Isupk was sleeping with your wife, right?
Right.
You have a right to go to counsel. Take that same nigga to counsel.
Yeah, there's somebody in the ISU. Well, there's plenty of brothers in the ISUPK that's in my, you know what I'm saying, red inbox right now. You know what I mean? It's a couple of brothers.
Are you serious?
They follow her.
They always say inbox. Do they know that that's your real?
Yeah, of course they do. Yeah, well,
Man,
well,
I'll screenshot this shit, put them niggas on blast.
well, Salaki, like, well, they don't know who I am to her, but they know she got a man though. So
yeah, they
it's
know
the
she
same
got a man.
difference.
Like I was saying, put that, brother. To be honest, I ain't telling you what to do or anything, but maybe you need to screenshot that shit and put that motherfucking shit on post, brother.
Yeah.
Real talk. Run them niggas dirty draws up the flagpole.
God, yeah.
Real talk. I'm just saying, brother. Like I said, man, I ain't telling you what to do, but I'm just saying, man, I think that would be a very, very good expedient thing for you to do.
Yeah. Everything real calculated. I'm gonna just let it build up because hopefully I get this Daniel Allah interview. Well,
right.
You know what I'm saying? It's already confirmed. We just ain't got a date. But I just feel like I'm gonna do it after the Daniel Allah interview because it's gonna be like, I feel like once Daniel Allah voice is heard, then everybody gonna want to come out, and then I'm gonna want to be able to like put the ice on, like, yo, these niggas don't give a fuck about, if if a woman got a man, they up in her inbox trying to holler at her.
Brother, they don't care. They act like they care and everything. I mean, that school has done decline, and since the time I joined that school in 2016. Okay, a lot of the evil stuff that they do, I didn't know that they were doing it, but I can see the decline even in the stuff that I did know that were actually good that they were doing. Protocols, all of that. I see a decline in all of that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, do you have any more questions concerning that whole incident? I don't mean to go so far off topic.
Oh, nah, man, you did a good job. So basically, I'm just trying to ask you, how many times have you been denied counsel? But
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I was denied from General Kathamgabar. I know they've seen it because they see their DMs and everything. But you know how before you actually like go on the messenger, how you can see like a little piece of the the message that was sent to you.
Yeah.
They looking at that piece right there and they're not getting on to it because they don't want me to know that I see that they saw my message.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I sent the message. Let me tell you, I sent the message I sent it to Mayak. I sent it to Kathamgabar. These are generals. The Q had already blocked me. General Haas blocked me. Johanna, he don't have the messenger option on his page. Like I was saying, Mahaiman blocked me. Let's see, I was able to send it to those three generals. Okay, Shah Omar, he saw it. And he's the one that reported to Mahaiman and everything. That's why Mahaiman blocked me. Okay, now, I sent it also to Kapash. I sent it to Marquardt. I sent it to the whole camp here in Minnesota. I sent it to the whole camp, which only consists of 3 niggas. You know what I'm saying? Kadash Zion, Maccabia, and I sent it to, trying to think who the hell third person.
You sent it to the whole Facebook. Whole Facebook saw that you asked also.
Yeah. I'm talking about the people that I directly sent it to as far as in the message.
Yeah.
So with them not responding, now I got to make a post up because they not responding. You know what I'm saying? And if we operating as a nation, regardless of whether you like the person or not, you got to hear him, regardless.
Right, you did your job.
Solomon was turning people away just because he didn't like them. If you turn people away because you don't like them, that means you in your feelings. And they always talk their shit about not being emotional, don't they?
Right.
And you got to hear the cause of the great and the small, as the law says. That they boast themselves in, that they don't even know. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, man. Yeah. You came up on here and you proved your point. You know what I'm saying? Like effortlessly, you know. And it's like it ain't no way around it, you know. They not keeping the law as they teach.
Right. They talking the law. They talking brotherhood. These are just like they in their mouth. It's just like catchphrases.
Yeah.
Just like when women talk about, oh, he's a narcissist.
Mm-hmm.
But they can't even define what a narcissist even is. And the definition of it is not deep.
Yeah.
The definition of it, of a narcissist is purely just a person that has no empathy. He can't put himself in another person's shoes. That's what the definition of a narcissist is. And these men that they call narcissists are not really narcissists at all. You know what I'm saying? They totally have the ability to put themselves in somebody else's shoes. That's why they break their goddamn neck and sell dope just to put food and clothes in their child's mouth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. I do have another question though.
Go ahead.
All right. So back on your first episode, you talked about how you was your ex-wife caregiver. So like, what's the update on that situation? As far as you know, still being her caregiver, or
oh no, brother. You know, ain't no way.
Okay.
Because see, here's the thing: she has a EPO on me.
Damn.
Yeah.
What's the EPO though? Just so I can know and viewers can know.
Like a restraining order.
Why the hell would she put a restraining order on her caregiver?
Okay, let me tell you the reason why. And this was the counsel of her mother. She put her EPO out on me. Actually, we're supposed to put an EPO out on her mother first to keep her mother away. You know what I'm saying? But Muhammad, when I was talking to him and Marquardt on the phone, she was on her way going to put down the EPO and everything, and they wanted us both on the council, and they asked me the question. They like, so where's she at? She was on her way downtown at the time. So they asked where she was at. I was like, yeah, she's going downtown to go ahead and put an EPO out on her mother. Guess what? Muhammad got mad.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? He got mad, and this is what he said. Do you want my counsel, or do you want to go on your own counsel? You already know how things would have been if I said I'm just going to take my own counsel. Right?
Uh-huh.
So what I said was, Salaki, sir, you know, I want the counsel of the school, right? So now, you know, I was given the order. She was already downtown, getting ready to get inside the building, go ahead and take the EPO out. I had to call her up. I'm like, come on back. You know what I'm saying? Now, here's the thing. This is how that came to, you know, to bite me in the ass. Because the EPO ended up being taken out on me. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It ended up being taken out on me, and the EPO says for abuse of her two sons. Not the daughter, not the older daughter, but the two sons.
So that's why the school is saying that you abuse the kids, because they got paperwork on it. So how did Salaki, so basically, you know what I'm saying? So the school is saying you beat kids because your ex-wife filed paperwork on it. So how did the state determine that you beat the kids? Like, what did the kids say in, in your defense or not in your defense?
Okay, I don't even know what the hell the kids even said. I don't know what they said or any of that. But I just know that here's the thing. Because the mother, was trying to take the kids away from, saying, oh, girl, and all this, and she was kind of being threatened. And she started kind of losing her damn mind and everything. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, she winded up in the damn mental hospital for like 3 days. You know what I'm saying? Just out of fear of losing her kids. Because if she loses the kids, then she loses Section 8.
Oh, okay.
So she started losing her mind. You know what I'm saying? And the mother, you know what I'm saying? I didn't hear anything about the kid's testimony or anything. I didn't hear a damn thing about none of that. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing: the mother was gonna try to make it like I was abusing all three, the daughter and the two boys. But old girl, I guess she just couldn't go that far because the mother is even more evil than her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
old girl didn't want to take it that far.
So have you ever laid hands on any of the boys?
No, for what?
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they not your kids.
You know
So I'm just asking.
Yeah. I mean, no. For what? I don't never, I don't even have a criminal record. I never even had a domestic dispute, none of that. Because see, here's the thing. I know how to walk the hell away and leave. I don't cling to no broad. You know what I'm saying? I take, you remember that movie Heat?
Kinda.
Right?
Yeah.
Al Pacino.
Mm-hmm.
He said, what did Robert De Niro say? I don't get myself into anything that I can't leave within, what did he say, 3 minutes?
Right. 3 seconds or something.
Huh?
I think it was like seconds. Like, if you can't walk away in a second.
Something like that. You know what I'm saying? I will certainly walk the hell because I know the consequences. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't, you know what I'm saying, let bras get me bent out of shape or any of that type of stuff. Look, you know what I'm saying? I'll cuss a broad out at best. But after that, we done. Because I don't love broads like that. I love with my mind. I don't love with my heart. I'm 50 years old, brother. I done dealt with a lot of women. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? I have a lot of women in my track record.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't never had to put, you know what I'm saying? I didn't even start taking relationships seriously until I come into the truth. I don't mean coming inside the Isupk. I mean, coming into the truth and believing that, you know what I'm saying, that the woman that you with, that you have sex with her, that is your wife.
Right.
And that's when I start taking women seriously. You know what I'm saying? I'm a nigga. I come out of the strip club into the truth.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving a little backstory, a little history on me. You know what I'm saying?
So, all right. So, is she still in the school? Her and her mother?
No, her mother was never even in the school.
Okay.
Her mother was never in the school. And that's one thing that trips me out about these dudes. And that's another way that I know that it's a setup. Because they knew that this woman had no aspirations of getting inside the school because they had been dealing with her 2 years before I ever even knew her. Because they were already going through counsels. Because her mother was trying to get her out of the school.
Oh, wow. Dang, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yes, yeah. And then here's the funny thing about it. I know these dudes are not dumb like that. You know what I'm saying? And if I know that they're not dumb like that, that means they're in on this. They're culprits of this.
Yeah, because they teach, they teach prepare your soul for temptation out of Ecclesiasticus, and they teach in Matthew's how your own enemies is going to be like your own family, and how your new family is your family in the truth. So they wasn't advising her to distance herself from her mother, knowing that her mother not trying to get into school, and she need to focus on the school and focus on y'all relationship.
But see, here's the thing. They'll sit there and tell some man that they really don't care about like that to turn from his family. You know what I'm saying? You know? Because see, here's the thing. When she went to spend a couple of days with her family, I didn't want her to do that because I already know that her family is against our quote-unquote marriage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I'm looking out, like I said, I'm looking out for a family that's not even mine. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to protect a family that's not even mine. You know? And I call up Muhammad. I'm like, hey, her peoples want her to go and spend a couple of days with them or whatever the case is. I already know what the hell they're going to be doing while she's over there. I already know it. And guess what he told me? He said, you should support her. And I was working a security job at that time because they started a service called Firewatch Security. And here I am with the inevitable happening. I'm at the building doing the security job and everything, and I get a phone call, and it's her. And they sitting there hounding her about how she wear a goddamn dress instead of wearing pants.
How she wearing a dress instead of wearing pants to school?
Right. No, they're not in school. She's with them. Because I tell, my woman, pants are made for a man. They are. Pants are made for a man. That's why you have a zipper in the damn front. What the hell the woman got to pull out where she have a zipper in front of her goddamn pants? She ain't got nothing to pull out. She sits down and squats, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I let her know. Because here's the thing. This is how I help that woman's life. I have a lot of soft skills. You know what I'm saying? That actually have virtues to them. Because when I very first got to Minnesota, it was this woman that lived when she was living out White Bear Lake. It was a woman that a very tall woman. I mean, this woman about 6 foot 6'1", something like that. And this girl, you know what I'm saying? She's only now. As a matter of fact, if I was beating her, if I would have punched her, I would have killed this girl because she was born with these health problems. She had a shunt in her neck. You know what I'm saying? You know what a shunt is?
Yeah.
She had that because some would have, she would have fluid on the brain. You know what I'm saying? And the fluid on the brain, the shunt is to drain the fluid from the brain down to where she can piss the fluid out. You hit somebody like that, you knock the shunt loose. What happens then? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
She was born with some real fucked up health problems and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, as far as, with her, you have to, handle her a little bit tenderly. I mean, even in sex. You know what I'm saying?
Damn. All the way to that.
Huh?
Yeah, I said, damn, all the way to that. Okay.
Yeah, even in sex. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to get so graphic with it, but.
Nah, you definitely proved your point. You know what I'm saying? You ain't never abused her kids and you never abused her. And, right. It was just, they were just being agents. Well, her mother was just being an agent in y'all relationship. She was trying to, break up y'all relationship. She wasn't happy. She was either trying to steal you from her or she was trying to make her, make her daughter single. One or the other, just trying to destroy the school.
She hated the fact that her daughter actually had a man that actually cared about her. I was a strong man. And what did the scripture say? How can you spoil a man's house unless you first bind the strong man? And that's what she was trying to do. How do they bind the strong man? By trying to have the strong man locked up.
Yeah.
This is the problem in the black community. It's not just, the particular relationship between me and old girl and her mom and all of that. This is a huge problem inside the whole black community.
Yeah.
It's the binding of the strong man. You know what I'm saying? That's why we're not in the home. Because dealing with a lot of our women, you go to hell or jail. Tommy Sotomayor said this years ago, long before I knew anything about the truth, when I was watching Tommy Sotomayor, and he said his grandmother told him that. His grandmother was so right. She was.
Yeah, hell, jail, and I'll add, or they'll take your kids away from you.
Yeah.
I add 3 options in there.
Yeah, these brothers, you know what I'm saying? Instead of helping me out, you know what I'm saying? These niggas sided with them to, of course, go against me. This, everybody I tell this stuff to only confirms my thoughts. Because I didn't think that these niggas would be that wickedly diabolical. I still have a hard time struggling with that.
Well, let's start from the beginning part of, like before we even get that, like I could confirm you even more. So you said when you first came into the school, you was with another sister that you was married to, and she come from the IUIC. So, right. You know what I'm saying? So even if we go back to your first woman in the school, they was okay with you leaving her, right?
Yeah, because here, this is the reason why right here. Because she had, she was supporting me with me being inside the Isupk at first. You know what I'm saying? She was supporting me until she found out I was taking it seriously. That's when she turned. And, me and her started to argue, this and that, and back and forth, and, such and this and that. And she took my clothes and set them outside on the porch. Mm-hmm. So at that point, once they do that, it's over. Yeah. She took some of my clothes anyway.
So the school didn't try to contact her and try to reconcile y'all?
No, the school knew that it was actually Kapash was calling. Kapash used to call when me and her was going through it. Kapash was calling, you know what I'm saying? And he's like, me and her arguing and this and that, you know what I'm saying? While me and him is on the phone. You know what I'm saying? And Kapash is telling me certain things to do, and that school teachers and this and that, and I'm doing everything that he's telling me to do and everything. You know what I'm saying? At this time she's swinging on me and I'm blocking it. She jumped on my back, you know what I'm saying? And she doing all that to grab my phone to see if any women is in my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, things got to the point to where she put my stuff outside. And at that point, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? Actually, it's a wrap when she put her fucking hands on me. It's a wrap then. Because see, like I said before, woman put her hands on me, I'm out. I don't believe this love hurts bullshit. I don't believe that.
Yeah. It's it's like you saying all that because other brothers go through the same thing, but it's just they teach women that, you could be with a brother in the school and he's never going to leave you no matter what. But, you know what I'm saying? But here's a typical situation in a relationship that, they pretty much probably order you, you need to, divorce her or give her papers.
Yeah. I was given that order from Marquand, the captain of the Midwest side of Chicago told me, hey, look, come to Indianapolis, go to Indianapolis with Kapash. And he had his own, selfish reasons for that. Because Kapash was a whole 5,000 that didn't have nobody. He's a 5,000 that didn't have a single goddamn officer up under him. All he had was a trooper. And they gave him the rank of 5,000. So, for me to get to, move into the barracks and everything as a trooper and everything, that can actually solidify the reasons for him to even have that rank. You know what I'm saying? And once he raised me, I was the very first officer he raised up, and he raised up the Padazar. He had already had a Padazar for a whole year before I even got inside the school. I was watching their classes that they was doing together. You know what I'm saying? Before I even got the Hebrew name or any of that. So,
Yeah, I was
my
just trying to
problem,
make the point that the ISUPK told you to leave your wife. You
yeah,
know
but
what
I
I'm saying?
mean,
So you just
I
following
didn't have no
orders.
problem with that.
Yeah.
I didn't have no problem with that myself. I didn't see that as a wrong thing. I had actually seen it. I seen it as brotherhood. That's one another thing that made me fall in love with that organization. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because of how these brothers, because it's the taking down of a stronghold, because that is a stronghold in the black community. You know what I'm saying? Living with a woman and everything, she put you out and everything. What the man got to do? The man got to, either go to a homeless shelter or something, or grovel and beg her to come back inside the house. And when he come back in the house, he's not going to be the same man that he was at first.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So the
He's gonna be
brothers
a weaker
moved
man.
you to a whole nother. Yeah, I got you. So the brothers moved you so you could continue doing the work, because she ain't what you doing the work anyway.
Right, exactly. And that's the thing, that's one of the top things that made me fall in love with that organization. I'm like, man, this is real brotherhood. These brothers, man, you know what I'm saying? These brothers tore down that the stronghold. And this is what I thought. You know what I'm saying? Not thinking about they're only doing this for their own, personal ambitions. They don't give a fuck about me. You see what I'm saying? I didn't know that at the time. I thought those brothers loved me.
Yeah.
I thought they loved the black community.
Yeah, it looked good. Hey, man, yo, you know what I'm saying, man? You could get another rib. I'm pretty sure they said that,
Oh, yeah. I mean, shit, hell, I was already on the ball. They ain't have to tell me that.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't have to tell me that. I was already on the ball. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the reasons why Ogra had such a problem with me, because hey, look, she would always, talk to me about this whole multiple wives thing. You got to promise me that you ain't never gonna have another wife. If you don't get the fuck out of my face, you know what I'm saying, straight up. It's like she's trying to, like you got a lot of dudes out there that teach and some of these guys are ISUPK dudes, that they women that talk them into getting a vasectomy.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. One brother that I know that's a captain has a vasectomy, and his wife talked him into it. But here's the thing, though. The vasectomy didn't even really work, and they ended up having their youngest son behind the vasectomy.
Mm-hmm.
But see, here's the point, a woman ain't supposed to be asking you whether you got another woman or not. She should mind her damn business. That thing is your business. You know what I'm saying? Because for one thing, the woman that you're dealing with is not no goddamn virgin. And she's not monogamous. She wants to make you that way, not herself.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it, just dropping it, real. Just keeping it all the way real. Because I know you got a lot of these Hebrew Israelite brothers and everything that just sitting there attacking brothers for having multiple women. But see, here's the thing. What they don't understand, they're sinning by the one woman that they got. You know what I'm saying? The most evil king in the Bible that we can think of in the nation of Israel only had one wife. You know who that king was? That was Ahab. You know what I'm saying? There was no king in the Bible more evil than that dude. You know what I'm saying? And he only had one wife. And his one wife ran the nation and killed many prophets. You know what I'm saying? So much so where the prophets had to hide in caves. And Elijah had to do the back with her. Boy, you talking about a spiritual warfare. You talking about spiritual warfare. Goodness. I don't mean to get off topic and everything, but you know what I'm saying? Do you have any more questions?
Nah, man. We came on here and we proved the point, you know what I'm saying? Like without a doubt. And I feel like we did what we came on here to do.
Right, brother. Any more questions? I'm willing to take anything, any type of question about anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Shit, man. And shit. I really don't have any, but I know like a whole lot of stuff is just about to just come out, before this month is over. Like this gonna be the the month of mayhem. Not just May. You gotta add mayhem on it. Uh, like the lightning and the thunder about to come, man, before the end of the month. You know what I mean?
Yes. And I hope more people, as a matter of fact, it's a few other brothers that, I think I sent it to your messenger. A few other brothers want to get on your podcast too.
Yeah, Yep. I got the brother that actually got jumped by officers in the school.
And the brother that got beat by the captain and his officers. You know about that?
Nah.
Yeah, there's a brother named Conyac out of Louisiana.
Okay. He got to hit me up too. You know what I mean?
Right.
He hit me up, and of course, Daniela. We trying to get him to kick things off. And everything about to just explode. The Isupk ain't gonna be doing no teaching for a week. They're gonna be doing a lot of responding.
Yeah, and see, here's the thing. With that, niggas can come out with counter responses. Which that's one thing that I would love to do.
Yeah, right. And the whole thing is like, dude, like all this could have been avoided if y'all handle this in-house, If y'all show brotherly love with the counsels, if y'all fix situations before it gets bigger. But because y'all can't do that, now we here on these platforms, just warning the sheep now.
Yeah, if they were just men. That simplifies it right there. If they were just men. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's it in a nutshell. The men are unjust. But they think that they're judges of Israel. Really. Those men are unjust. So when they're unjust and they try to make stuff in-house and all of this and that, well, here's the thing. If they're going to make their own stuff in-house, why the hell ain't they making IUIC stuff in-house? And just, they put that stuff out there in public, don't they?
Right.
Guerrilla Hebrew. Oh, boy, they was rocking with Guerrilla Hebrew at first. It was rocking with him at first.
Yeah, and you just brought out the story, about how, how they consistently, take a rib from somebody and give her to somebody else consistently, but they want to complain about or try to make fun about how a woman only had the tip in her vagina and she left him and got with somebody else. That's just the tip compared to what y'all actually doing.
Yeah, that tip in stuff. If a man get close to a woman to get the tip in, even if it's a damn kiss or something, it ain't even gotta be a tip in.
Mm-hmm.
That woman, if she's not just like a straight harlot or anything, that woman is, pretty much supposed to be yours.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As far as with the rules inside that organization and everything, I mean, you can't be with a woman if a woman just gave you a blowjob and everything. I mean, come on, man. These niggas is getting real good and silly. If the woman sat there and gobbled you up and everything, I mean, that's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I wanted to give
it to somebody else.
Yeah, man, I wanted to save this for the next Hebrew Anonymous episode, but man, we gonna have a story where, man, it's a brother in the school got head from another brother's rib in the school.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're gonna bring that story out next Hebrew Anonymous.
Yeah, Daniela knows more about the details of that. I don't even know the details, but he knows.
Yeah.
And most likely the stuff probably happened in Philly.
Yeah. Of course it did. Yeah, definitely East Coast shit. Yep.
Yeah, some brother sat there and got gobbled up by another man's wife.
In the school. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, inside that school. And they supposed to be priests and prophets and all of that. No, here's the thing. Them niggas owe the black community an apology.
Right.
That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? They owe the black community an apology. And they need to, you know what I'm saying, they got to do a whole lot of in-house sweeping.
Yeah.
See, here's the thing. They got to sweep themselves. And here's the thing. You know, I mean, that thing is so corrupt, man. It's so damn corrupt. You know, the scripture that says, you know, how can one make straight the thing that God has made crooked? God has made them crooked. I'm just saying, and nobody else is going to straighten out that organization. People as individuals can get straightened out, but that organization, no, man, that thing is going down. It's done for. And wait until Esau get involved.
Oh, you know what? I did have a question. You know, I mean, I kind of don't know if I could ask it or if I should ask you privately, but it's up to you.
Oh, go ahead and ask me publicly, brother. I'm an open book, man.
Okay, all right. So I saw one of your Facebook posts where you was like, you got files, like FBI files of people in the school or something like that. You know?
So that I do?
Yeah, like basically brothers are FBI agents in the school or something like that.
No, I don't have files myself. I don't have that. But I do know, you know what I'm saying, I do have got information from certain people and everything. And knowing, you know, that they got a lot of agents inside their organization.
Okay, that's what it was.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't have any written files. I don't have any of that type of stuff. I don't have access to none of that. Because see, here's the thing: their files of that school is encrypted by the FBI, so you can't get into it.
Yeah.
It's sealed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Nah, but what you're saying is right anyway, because like I've done seen classes where they come out during like scripture breakdowns and say, hey, there has have been in the past like FBI agents in here, and we ended up turning them into members.
That's pure bullshit. Yeah, there was FBI agents just like it was cops. Nathaniel was a cop. The old one West School, the people that they was using to handcuff people and throw them down them steps, those are police officers.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, they had everything. But see, here's the thing. The FBI agents that they actually had in there, was with the shits themselves. They know what that thing is. And they know that thing is really not to pose a threat to the white man. They know that, too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, you know, so there's no reason for the FBI. They're working with the FBI. That's the reason why Muhammad had a situation with the FBI 5 times. The FBI's have been here to Minnesota. They talked to Maccabi. The second in command up here. They talked to him. And see, here's the thing. When they talking to you that many times, you got to be giving them somebody. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
They want something. They're not coming to you for no reason. You know, they stepped to the brother down in Evansville, Indiana, which is pretty crazy because not long after they stepped to that brother and everything, the brother disappeared and vanished, never to be heard from again. You know what I'm saying? You know, he was ex-military brother. And he wasn't no grunt. I mean, he was in the intelligence, specter or whatever of the military. So, they really gonna watch you when you like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're really gonna watch you, the military, all of that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, that same brother told me that I was the third most hated man on Facebook.
Right.
He told me that Zariak was first. And he was second, and I was the third. And that brother could do some things with Facebook that I never seen nobody else be able to do. That brother he was so good, you know what I'm saying, that he was able to take the Facebook, right, and like say a video, that video was reaching global. He knew how to make it without all of the views and all of that. He knew how to make it go global and just hit the whole world, Indonesia and all these different places.
Yeah, damn.
You know what I'm saying? That was crazy. I never seen nobody able to do that before or after that. And I'm talking about thousands upon thousands of comments. It was so many comments. You know how you scroll for comments?
Yeah.
Man, it was like one of them wheels, a hamster wheel.
Right. Yeah.
And it kept going and going and going and going until you get tired of even just, you know what I'm saying? He was able to do that. And it was all of these countries, South Africa, Europe, Asia, all throughout Asia, you know, it was everywhere. Russia, all of that stuff. You know, and these people were bigging up the fact that we was directly challenging America in our camp speakings.
Mm-hmm.
After that brother disappeared. I think that brother totally disappeared after that. Never seen him again, never heard from him again, none of that.
Yeah. And do you think the FBI was only involved in that, or do you think he was given up by the Isupk?
Isupk gave him up. I'm quite sure of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because see, here's the thing. One of the thing about the brothers, he ain't have no money.
Right. Like, do you think they prey on brothers that's not really in a career?
You mean in a career? Can you explain that?
Yeah, like, do you think they like seek out brothers that's not fully attached to like a long-term job? Like, they just want someone that's cool with just just making money here and there.
Long-term job. They want brothers with long-term jobs because long-term jobs mean career, and career means money, means ties.
Okay.
Consistently. So no, they want a man that had, and also too, that man, he's gonna get ranked up.
Okay. The only reason why I was asking that because I see they like to move people from different camps out of in and out of state. Like, hey, go do work down here. Or
Yep, do that with a man that's more unstable.
okay.
It doesn't really have the financial stability. Now some guys that have the financial stability, they'll do that with them if they see it, you know, if they think it's neat for them to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I'm seeing this one captain travel from DC to the UK to Tobago, you know. So I'm like, are these brothers working or are they living off their ribs?
Yeah, you know, here's the thing: a lot of them be working and taking their ribs money, shaking their ribs down. You know what I'm saying? Those dudes don't. A lot of those dudes are. You have the guys that's unemployed, and you have the guys that are employed, and you have career guys, just like in anything. You know what I'm saying? You grab up 200-300 black dudes, or Hispanic dudes, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? These guys are gonna have different professions. Some guys will be working at McDonald's, while other dude will be a tech guy. You know what I'm saying? The other dude will be a construction worker. The other guy drives Uber. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But with them, that stuff doesn't matter. They can make it because Mashak makes a lot of money. Mashak is an Uber driver himself. That guy that you're talking about, the captain
Right.
Out of DC that goes to the UK, he's actually the captain over the UK. He's the captain over the UK and the Caribbean islands. Captain of 13,000 Mashak, real dark skinned dude, big with braids.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I just saw he got married to 2 ribs at the Passover. That's why I'm like, okay, is he affording his leisure to travel because his ribs paying for it, or I don't know what the hell going on.
Yeah, I mean, me myself, as far as with a man's financial situation and, you know, inside his own house, whatever agreement is, you know, between him and this woman, I'll stay away from that because I don't get inside of a man's, you know what I'm saying, you know, situation between that man and his woman. If he don't work and he got the kids, he take care of the kids or whatever the case is, there's no problem there. If he's the only one working and she's taking care of the kids, there's no problem there. You know, they're working together as a unit regardless of who's bringing in the bacon and who's not. You know what I'm saying? And the order should still, you know, be the way that it actually is. Because you know, if you got to buy your manhood, you're not buying him. You're not buying your manhood. Actually, what you're doing is renting, and you're not owning. You know, just the way that I see things. But see, here's the thing. Now, here's where the problem is at. when you have these dudes that already make good money on whatever it is that they do, because a lot of them Uber drivers and stuff, they make good cash. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like when they shaking down, Bashak told his sister that he was courting at one time. He told that sister to bring him a bag of money. Who the hell does that?
Yeah.
Bring him a bag of money.
Right. Did he get deeper into that?
What's that?
Yeah, I was saying like, is it like more to the story on that, or he just said that?
He told her pretty much saying, you want to court me, you want to be with me, bring me a bag of money, because he knew the sister had a good job. The sister's a travel agent.
Mm-hmm.
And he told that sister to bring him a bag of money, like on some gangster type shit.
Right. He said, yeah. He said that in class, right?
No. He told her that person.
Okay.
The sister talks about that because the sister made good money, and the only dudes that she messed with, she was courting him, and then she was courting another nigga out of Detroit that used to be a captain also named LeBon, and both of those niggas just kept trying to shake her down for money. You know what I'm saying?
Damn. Yeah.
And these niggas got their own motherfucking money, man. They got their own goddamn money. They were financially pretty stable themselves. But still trying to, just like that dude out of St. Louis, the Gauga Bar. Yeah, I'm going to drop his name. The Gauga Bar. The Gauga Bar does the same. That he do the Uber driving, and he do something else every time. And he always got a knot of money in his pocket. Always. But he still shakes down, this sister, I can't think of her name, you know what I'm saying? Leslie Travis. That's her name. She used to be married to the Gauga Bar. She's an older woman because the Gauga Bar always mess with the older women and everything. And this woman is on a fixed income.
Ain't no way. Damn.
He's still trying to shake her down with all that goddamn money he already got. You know what I'm saying? He already got big knots of money in his goddamn pocket. He always carries a knot of money. But still want to shake this woman down?
Yeah.
Just because that bullshit, that pimp shit that fucking stupid ass school teach, that dirty Mac.
Yeah, I'm glad you was able to say that, the sister needed you to call his name out.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I mean, being the fact that that woman's on a fixed income and everything, maybe it might be a good idea to actually supplement her income a little bit, being the fact that that is your wife.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Peel off a couple of them goddamn hundreds to give to this woman. You know what I'm saying? Because usually people that's on a fixed income, they don't even have shit left after they pay all the bills.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So it's a good thing to maybe supplement this woman's income, kick her a couple of hundred and stuff like that. See, that's what I'm saying, man. All of this stuff is flexible. It's a flexible situation right there. And I would never pound a man down. You know what I'm saying? For the man being out of work. You know what I'm saying? Because, we got to look at the damn the system that we are actually in. You know what I'm saying? Some dudes' mind is all inside the work of Isupk. You know what I'm saying? And some dudes, women kind of understand it a little bit, even though Isupk is a wicked-ass goddamn organization. And the women that make a lot of money, because you got women that's like nurses and things like that, they make a lot of money. A lot of them women inside that organization make more money than the men. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason for that woman to try to rule over that man just because she make more money than him. What she actually should be doing is supporting that man in the efforts of what what he's doing, if she believes that man is doing the work of the Lord. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why I say it's a simply kind of flexible thing here or whatever. And it's like, say, for instance, if the man, they got 3-4 kids together and everything, somebody needs to be watching them kids.
Oh, what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead. That's crazy.
If she's already got a career, what good is it if both of them are out the goddamn house? Them kids, what do you think they're going to be left to? That's how they get molested and shit like that.
Yeah. Okay. I thought that's where you was going with the whole thing.
Yeah.
I was just trying
Yeah.
to let you clear your mind with it. Okay.
Yes. That's how they get molested.
Yeah. Got you.
That's how. Not only do they get molested by adults, they get molested by other children.
Yeah. You saying like if you know what I'm saying, basically whoever is not really bringing no money in, he needs to just stay with the kids instead of dropping the kids over to daycare where, you know, they get bullied or molested or whatever happens.
I mean, if the man is not working, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, gotcha.
What he has to understand is I have to be a father at this moment, and the man should not be pounded down by society for that. Because see, here's the thing. Evil society wants to raise your kids. They want your kids watching, what do you call it, Roblox.
Right.
Where they have gay relationships and stuff like that on Roblox. You know what I'm saying? If that father is standing there, if he said, no, you ain't gonna watch Roblox. You ain't gonna watch that. People don't understand how valuable that is. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
People don't understand that. There's a lot of intangibles that need to be inside the homes. Those intangible things like that, this is what they don't want inside the home. They don't mind nowadays having a father inside the home. As long as he's not a father. As long as he's not trying to instill a value system inside those children. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
As long as he's not trying to teach those children anything outside the American value system, you know what I'm saying? They'll accept it then. If he ain't trying to teach them anything outside of, if he's teaching them the American value system, okay, he's cool to be in the house. You know what I'm saying? And he's a walking ATM and all of that.
Yeah, that's it. Just make sure that nigga playing basketball or football. That's it. That's your only job as a man in American society. Other than that,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Goddamn coach.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't build him up to do nothing else. Don't teach him
exactly.
anything else.
Right, exactly. Now, see, if I actually had a real father inside my home, if I actually, had a father inside my home, instead of teaching the children to just go and get jobs all the time, send them on a career path.
Yeah.
Teach them, you know what I'm saying? Teach them a trade, engineering, something like that. Something that's always going to be in demand. Because if you just teaching children to go out there and get a goddamn job, you set them up for failure. And see, that's what a father can bring to the table, because father has foresight. Mothers they have a little foresight, but they don't have it like a man does. And that's the thing that they want to get outside of the home right there. They don't want that inside. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the thing that they don't want inside of the house. And to be honest with you, nowadays, a black man being inside the house is a danger unto himself.
Yeah, I agree. And, and it's crazy how a man would see how a woman have multiple kids and they think they about to be captain, stepfather, save-a-hoe, and come up in that woman's life as if the same thing not going to happen to you. You know?
Right. And that's an ugly position to be in, especially nowadays.
Yeah. It's bad.
I remember back in the early 80s, a stepfather did have some honor back in the early 80s. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Go ahead.
At the same time, like you're saying, a trickle starts a flood, and the flood, when the stepfathers really start to be dishonored, when you get to the early 90s, early mid 90s and everything, that's when things went way left, you know what I'm saying? But as the scriptures say, how can a man make straight what God has made crooked? God already made the stepdaddy's situation crooked already. You just didn't see the effects of it until later on. Just like drugs is good at first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Person hit that crack. They hit a crack pipe or something. They married to it, and they think it's the greatest thing one of the greatest things they've ever done.
Okay, I got a question for you. So when the school teaches that when you come into the school and you never had a father, that Johanna is your father and Muhammad are your fathers. You know what I'm saying? Like by you being in the school, do you think they really take that role of being, you know what I'm saying, like your new father figure?
No, they really don't.
Okay, can you break it down?
Okay. Remember Muhammad did that class where he said, "You think I give a fuck about you?"
Yeah, he said that a lot. You know, you can just click an episode.
What father would say that? Father never tells his child that. See what I'm saying? And a lot of men don't even have access to Johanna. Them women, they can get access to Johanna. You know, because he's a cold, creamy, tender dick ass nigga. You know? But
Yeah.
So how in the hell you gonna have a father that you can't even get in contact with? He's making a barrier between you and him for a reason. Because this is what Johanna wants to do. This is what he's spiritually doing. Remember back when people was little kids and they want to hear something, they go la 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 la, put their fingers in their ears.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's him. That's him. That's Johanna.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? But if you fuck up real bad somehow, oh, he'll be in that council. He'll be right there.
Okay.
Let you know how much of the shit the G perceives you as being. He'll be right there. Ooh, he got you now.
All right. Well, now that brings me to another question. So,
can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Yo, you hear me? You hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Oh man, I think he's going out. Yo, you hear me? Oh man, I think his servers are going out. Let me hang up and call him back. Yeah, man, we was getting somewhere, y'all. Let me call him back real quick. If not, yeah, that was crazy. Let me call him back. 1 second, y'all. Calling him back right now.
Shalom, brother.
Yeah, shalom. Okay, we got you back. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. How about me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, cool. So my question, because the Isupk, they got a lot of people that are just students, whereas they just learn from watching the classes online. So the people that's not in the school, that's just learning on the outside, mainly women, you know. So mainly so I guess my question is, for the women that's watching Isupk on the outside, just looking at the classes, you know what I mean? What would you say to the women that's looking at, you know, Johanna and Muhammad as their spiritual father? What would you say to that type of woman, or women, you know, women out there?
Okay, we have to go to what Christ said. Okay, this is what Christ said. He said, "Call no man on the earth your father."
Okay. Yeah. I follow you.
Can you hear me?
Khan, I hear you. Yeah, go.
Call no man on the earth your father. Not saying that, you know, your biological father and everything, you shouldn't call him father. No, that's not what that's saying. It means pretty much make no man a spiritual, you know, head over you. You know what I'm saying? That is not her husband. Because see, these women that are calling Johanna their father, Johanna Muhammad their father and everything, well, these women have husbands. They have men.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah.
And that man is actually really supposed to be dealing with them What did the scripture say? If any woman have questions, let her ask her husband at home. But they make everybody like they're fucking stupid.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Yo, I hear you. You say, yeah.
Yeah, they try to make everybody believe that they're so stupid and everything. You know, and Muhammad, he's the expert in that. Try to make somebody believe that they're actually stupid. You know? And by him doing that, now your woman is sitting there calling him all the damn time. And you try to reprimand your woman and everything, you know what I'm saying? Because a man got to have a punishment system for his woman. He has to have a reprimandation. He have to have a reprimandation, you know, for his woman. Like if it's silent treatment or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Can you hear me? Yeah, you got to have like the silent treatment. Or like say for instance, the woman don't live with him or whatever the case is, put her on ice for 3 days. Don't call her, don't answer her calls, don't answer her texts, none of that. And when she starts spazzing out and everything, then she can know how she messed up. And if she decides she wants to go her own way, fine, that's cool too. You know what I'm saying? But Muhammad and them, you try and do something like that, Muhammad and them will tell you, no, you got to do this, that. Don't talk to her, let her in and all of that shit. They'll tell you that. They'll tell you something that's going to benefit her and going to be to your detriment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear. So basically, like they using this role of being women's spiritual fathers to control the women against you.
Gonna be to your detriment, though.
Yeah. Damn. So, yo, can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, to control your house.
Yeah. So like, there's a lot of brothers So there's a lot of brothers that's going through this inner school right now, where because Johanna and Muhammad are their fathers, that they don't even like run their own house because Muhammad and Johanna run their house. Oh man, the brother service going out, y'all. Let's see if he reconnect. But yeah, y'all, man, with that, man, I'ma just I think I'm gonna close out Hebrew Anonymous with that, man. It's been a good episode. Like I said, just it's been another episode of Hebrew Anonymous. Isupk lied on me, said I beat my kids and my woman, but denied counsel about it. So we just gave y'all the whole rundown on that situation. And you know what I'm saying? Like I said, oh, he calling back. Cool. Shalom, you there?
Hey, shalom, brother.
Yeah, okay, Khan. Okay, yeah, so I was asking the question. Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Khan, yeah, you sound good. I got you. I'm good. Okay, yeah. So I was saying that there's brothers currently in the school, whereas though since Johanna is their Rib's father, that their husband don't even run the house. Pretty much Johanna and Muhammad run their house because they're their spiritual fatherhood.
Yeah, and the co-runner of that house is the woman. She is just like the system with the white man. It's just like it. How he runs your house from outside of your house.
Wow.
And your woman is his agent inside the house to do his bidding inside the house, to make sure that you are not the man of the house. You the man when it comes to paying bills and all of that stuff. You the man then.
Yeah.
But when it comes to actually really being the man in the house, you're not that.
So like, when did you figure that out? Back when you was in the school, how long did it take you to figure that out?
Okay, I figured it out solidly when I had my stance against weaves. Because I told my bro and everything that I didn't want her wearing no damn weave. And when I told her that, when I very first moved up here in Minnesota, can you hear me?
Con, I hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you good. It's wild. Yo, you too wild.
And her hair started to grow because she had a problem growing her hair. You know what I'm saying? Her hair started to grow, and then she has thin hair. And a thin hair the woman with thin hair don't need to, you know what I'm saying, run around with no damn weaves and all of that. Because you think about it, hell, you put 5 pounds of weave on some tender sprouts, what's going to happen? It's going to break. And I ain't trying to run around with no goddamn bohickey as my glory. Because the woman is the glory of the man, right?
Right.
And the glory of the woman is what? Her hair. You know what I'm saying? That's the glory of the woman, is her hair. So her glory started to grow. But as we was breaking up and everything, she chops all her goddamn hair off and puts a wig on. And then that wig looked disgusting, man. It looked like something she pulled from up under the damn couch.
Damn, yeah.
It looked horrible. It had these blonde, it was a weird color blonde highlights, like a greenish blonde or some shit. Can you hear me, brother?
Yeah, I hear you. You too wild.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you too wild. I hear you.
Shalom.
Yeah, shalom. I got you. You too wild about.
Here's the thing, I have a problem with that weave, but I told, you know what I'm saying, I told Marquardt and them, you know what I'm saying, yeah, I got a problem, I told her, not to wear no weave. He's like, I said something, I can't remember what it was, insinuating that, this pretty much is, my house or whatever. He said, whatever go on in that house is our business. Well, these motherfuckers ain't never paid one bill on anything. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, the captain said whatever goes on in your house is the school's business.
Yes. It's not unlawful for me not to want my woman running around with East Indian woman's hair on her goddamn head.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But these niggas supposed to be priests, though, right?
Yeah.
They're supposed to be the priest. What is the job of the priest? Is to cause people to understand between holy and profane, clean and unclean. And in matters of judgment, they're supposed to stand in justice and not be, one way or the other way. The scales and everything is supposed to be balanced.
Yeah. So
it means you can't judge in the favor of people that you like. If you judge in the favor of the people that you like, then you shouldn't be a judge at all. Step down and let somebody that's more just do it. Huh?
Yeah, so pretty much like So pretty much brothers, ribs in the school, they'll listen to you if it's something that they want to do. If they don't want to listen to you, they'll just go to their spiritual father. And if the spiritual father says, it's okay for you to do it, then they not going to listen to you and just cause strife in the house and just be like, oh, well, Muhammad said or Johanna said, right? And brothers just got to deal with that.
It totally overrides what the husband said. Yeah, it totally overrides the husband.
Man. I see what you're saying, man. Your post was absolutely correct, man. Yeah, I hear you. Yo, I hear you. Yeah, I think your server's about to go out again.
Yeah, like say for instance, let me give an example. Let me give you an example. Like, say for instance, I'm not saying that they actually approved this, but there's a brother out of, a sister out of Philadelphia that Daniela was talking about. You know what I'm saying? I'm using this as an example. I'm not saying it happened like this, but imagine if she had got counsel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Imagine if she had got counsel. She told Muhammad, she's like, look, I want to go to Detroit to meet this certain group of brothers that I met on Clubhouse. And then Muhammad's like, okay, if that's what you want to do, go ahead and do it. If you don't want to do it, then don't do it. That's how he'll be, right? Okay. So now she'll take that as a yes. Overriding what her husband said, her husband's like, no, you ain't gonna do that. Even though the nigga never protested it, but she goes to Detroit and they found out that she got the shit fucked out of her.
Ooh.
Right?
Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
It's not gonna take that. Huh?
Yeah.
It's not gonna take the accountability for that. Guess what the accountability is that's gonna fall off?
I mean, why should it fall on? Yeah. I mean, like I said,
He stood up and said, no, you're not going to do that. But Muhammad overrode him, you know what I'm saying? And now the results. What was you saying?
Oh, no, yeah. I know the story too. Yeah, go ahead.
You know about that story? And I was just saying, if Muhammad had done that. I'm not saying that that's what happened at all. I was just using it as an example. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, the blame would all go on him. And guess what? If he protested that whole matter and everything and said something about it and wanted to go to counsel and all of this stuff, say he wanted to take Muhammad to counsel, he's going to be marked then.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's going to be marked. He's going to be in their crosshairs and set for termination of his reputation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And other people will eventually turn on him too. It won't happen immediately, but it'll happen down the line, as everybody know, because Isupk Philadelphia is a big old huge gossip box.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So, yeah, like that whole story crazy. You know what I mean? Like the brother had he has a rebellious rib that talks all day on Clubhouse, and she met a dude on Clubhouse from Detroit. She live in Philly, done drove to Detroit to hang out with some dudes that she met on Clubhouse, stayed over the dude's house while the brother back at home. And it's like he had no say-so about the whole situation. And the dude ended up going live on the girl on his red Clubhouse, proving that he with her. And, it's pictures on Instagram of the girl's clothes laid all over the dude's couch and everything, man. So, it's... You know what I'm saying? Like the dude basically saying that, he smashed Shorty Rib and sent her back up the road to Philadelphia. Shit crazy. Yo, you there?
Yeah. She, I know there ain't no woman ever gonna go a mile, 100 miles or so and not give that man no sex. That's not happening.
Yeah. And she brought some friends from the school with her too, you know.
Con? What's that?
Yeah, Con.
She had a Hebrew name and all.
Yeah, she had her Hebrew name. And she brought other.
She goes on. Here's the funny thing about it. Hurry up. Muhammad's son.
Oh man, your service went up. Damn.
Okay, you say it again.
Okay, there you go.
Muhammad's son's wife was going to go too. She pulls out at the last minute.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody got asked the question of why she pulled out at the last minute. She already knew what was going on. She allowed old girl, instead of even trying to talk to that girl, hey sister, this is not what we should do. She was down with it herself. And she pulled out at the last minute because she found out that, she thinking, damn, suppose this shit go to General Muhammad and, Arias told to put me away.
Yeah.
She didn't want to risk it. She didn't want to risk it. Because she understands, and also she's officer, 5,000 camp leader, daughter down in Nashville. So she's looking at all of that. You know what I'm saying? And then she changed her mind about going.
Yeah.
Oh, she wanted to get fucked too.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted.
Yeah. Yeah. She already.
And she's like,
said like,
good as fuck.
Yeah.
Be worth everything that I'm getting ready to lose here.
Absolutely right. Will the fuck be worth everything I'm about to lose here?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they were going to get smashed. The whole girl did get smashed.
Yeah. They did fuck.
But who knows?
Yeah.
It might have been more niggas hitting her at one time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers want to talk about.
Somebody got flooded out by those dudes.
Yeah, man.
He shows up at the Detroit school. She shows up at the Detroit school without none of them niggas.
Mm-hmm.
She tried to make it like she trying to visit the Detroit school and probably visit some of them sisters there and all of that. Lying and fixing her, her little cheat strategy up.
Damn, man.
And then they told Knock about it. You know what I'm saying? They told this nigga about it. And guess what the nigga did? The nigga ain't even taking the counsel. He just got mad at him.
Yeah.
But that's the weakness that they want inside your house, though. They want that weakness inside your house.
Yeah, man.
Not me.
Hey, I just thought of something, you know what I'm saying? Like, that makes their father look bad. Them 3 women that went on that sex trip, that make their father look bad. I'm talking about Johanna Muhammad look bad.
Yeah, it makes them look bad. But see, here's the thing. This is their counter move. That they throw it on the husband.
Gotcha.
To absolve themselves from all blame. Nah, see, their father, once it benefits them, once that bitch is sitting there sending them cash out money for them to get their goddamn bottle of scotch. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
When they pay that money, when they sitting there cash apping Muhammad $200 for so he can get him some LaFrog scotch.
Hmm.
Yeah, he a father then. You know what I'm saying? But when it's not comfortable and everything, oh no, I'm not father. You got a husband. There you go. It all go on him.
Yeah.
That's like some nigga in the world screwing some other man's woman, but at the same time, when it comes to him having to do some type of husbandly duties, oh no, that's on the husband. That ain't on me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn, yeah, it's exactly, yeah.
See, I'm just a homie lover friend. I'm daddy while things is going good, while I'm getting that ass and all of that. I'm daddy and everything then. Yeah, but when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, the hardships of it, she needs something or some shit like that. Let something happen, you know what I'm saying, while I ass in the hospital or something like that. And hell, the nigga ain't even gonna come visit her. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But in his mind, this relationship.
Oh man, his service went out. But yeah, man.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. I hear you.
But inside their mind, somehow this shit makes sense. Inside their mind.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't do what it takes. This is another thing that they don't do in their counsel. They don't try to keep that marriage together.
Mm.
They don't try to keep that man and that woman together. They don't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They give her an option to leave him. Huh?
Like they'll do that like right in front of you in the council. Like it'll be you, your rib, and whoever's over the council, and they'll give her the option of, like right in front of you to, like, you know what I'm saying, to leave you.
That's if, you know what I'm saying, the councils are consistent and everything. I've never seen them do that actually, but here's the thing. When she's talking to him by herself, then that's something a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Loud and clear.
Can you hear me?
10-4. You too wild, I think the server's going out.
Yeah. You know. Yeah, they'll do it. I ain't never seen them do it actually in nobody's face, but I certainly don't put it past them, especially at this point.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, if they would go as far as to say the stuff that Muhammad said concerning Montezuma, that's something really hurt that brother, because see, this brother's looking at them, looking up to them.
Yeah, I could
and
tell.
The men that you looking up to, looking at them as men of God, are doing this to you.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
It hit different, don't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, this hurts worse than your actual biological father doing this to you.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
You know what I'm saying? This hurts worse because these men are supposed to be your spiritual fathers, and that's the reason why Christ said, "Call no man father up on the earth, for you have one Father." That's why Christ said that.
You are absolutely right.
He knew that niggas was gonna become abusive. He knew that these niggas would become abusive. He knew that these niggas was gonna become the Pharisees 2.0. He knew that. Isupk and all these One West groups, they're worse than what the Pharisees were. You know what I'm saying? They're worse.
Mm-hmm.
We think the Pharisees was bad. Yes, they were bad. The only thing that the Pharisees was able to do that Isupk and them was not able to do, they was able to kill people. Can you hear me? They was able to kill people in secret, trying to kill them. The only reason why Isupk is not doing that because of Esau's laws. Let Esau's laws get laxed and dropped in that area. These niggas would be killing. They ain't gonna kill IUIC and none of the motherfuckers. Nobody on the outside of damn sure ain't gonna kill Esau. They will be killing niggas inside their own goddamn organization. I'm talking about the niggas that did Montezuma, he'd be a dead man. Johnny Olive would be a dead man. I would have been a dead man. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
We'd have been dead men. You know, they would have found some way to play us out at the Passover, had us go to some gathering or some shit like that, drove us off had us off in a quiet section and killed us right there.
Yeah, that's a fact, because you already, it's supposed to be a brother coming on talking about how they jumped them at the Passover. So I agree they would kill you if it was up to them.
Right. Remember that prophet in the Bible where the Lord said, "Whom you slew between the porches." They killed that man on the side of people's house. You know how niggas be. You know what I'm saying? You know how niggas be. Hey man, come on back here. And then they fuck around and rob and murder the dude right there beside somebody's house so nobody will see it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the stuff we was doing back then. And the Isupk would be doing it now if they could get away with it. And here's the thing. They want to sit there and claim that 1969 garbage. Then that means they have to be responsible for all the wicked ways of all of these groups that were spawned out of the old One West school year. But they don't want to take what I'm talking about. They don't want to take responsibility for that. They don't want to be a father when it comes to that. They don't want to take accountability. You see what I'm saying?
Damn, that's heavy right there.
I hope the conversation and everything that we having right now, I hope this gets it gets all the way out there. I hope it gets all the way out there. I hope this thing, Lord willing, this thing go global. You know what I'm saying? I hope and I pray. I'm not even gonna say I hope, I pray that this thing goes global. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, the Israelite
people spike into the hundreds of thousands or millions. Huh?
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, this community seemed big, but it's small. So, people watching this, right now, people watching this anonymously.
Yeah. It really is. You're right. It is small.
Yeah.
But you know what? I wouldn't mind it going into not just the community. I hope it goes outside of the community so that people don't want to come in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
This stuff is not the place of God. Remember the scripture when it says that everywhere is all the tables are full of vomit and there's no place clean?
Yeah, con.
That's what we're dealing with right now. That's what we're dealing with right here. All places are full of vomit. Why are they full of vomit? Because the niggas sitting at the goddamn table supposed to be the leaders and everything is in a drunken mind state and they vomiting all over every goddamn thing. They're drunken.
Okay, so
I don't mean just with wine, either.
Yeah, so
you know what I'm saying?
So
wine or a strong drink or any of that, that's not what I'm talking about. Huh?
Yeah, so all right. So now I kind of want to ask you this question in closing. You know what I'm saying? Why shouldn't someone join an Israelite camp, even though the Israelite camp has the truth? You there?
Okay. Here's the thing. As far as when it talks about the truth, yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
You to what?
Okay. When they say the truth, can they define that for you? Have you ever heard somebody define what the truth is?
Nah, because everybody said they got the truth, where the truth is, you know, the law, statutes, and commandments. So if everybody teaching the truth, then what's your truth from the other person's truth?
Well, see, here's the thing. The Pharisees had the law, statutes, and commandments, right? But did they have the truth? No. What did they try to do? They tried to kill the truth. Did they not? So how the hell can they have the truth if they try to kill the truth?
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
None of these Israelite groups have ever told you what the truth was, did they?
Nah, not really.
What they told you was, the truth was that you was an Israelite. That's what they told you, right?
Right.
It goes way deeper. That's not the truth. That's something that is true, but it's not the truth. Now, I'm going to drop a jewel right here. There was an Ammonite that had the truth in the Apocrypha. Are you familiar with this guy that worked up under Holofernes?
Nah, I'm not familiar with that person. I'm not familiar with that person.
Are you familiar with him?
Nebuchadnezzar, I am familiar with.
Okay, this Ammonite dude, what he did, he ran down the whole history leading up to the testimony of Christ. It was an Ammonite dude that when they was thinking about invading Jerusalem. It was about Holofernes in the Apocrypha. Huh?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Con, I hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. You good? You twat. Oh man, his service messing up. Yeah, he talking about Nebuchadnezzar. Was the king.
That Ammonite, who was the modern day Japanese, he had the truth. This man worked under Nebuchadnezzar and them. Nebuchadnezzar was a Babylonian. You know what I'm saying? And he had Holofernes, who was his right-hand man, his captain of his host that was an Assyrian. Because see, the ancient Babylonians do like what the modern-day Babylonians do today, incorporate everybody, right?
Right.
You hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear.
Okay, they incorporate everybody. When the dude told them, don't invade this people. You know what I'm saying? Because their God will be with them. Now, when they sin, their God would not be with them.
Right, I remember
but at the
now.
same time, he said, there's no thought with this people right here to where we should invade with them, because if we invade them when they're not sinning against their God, we're going to lose. Right?
Mm-hmm.
What did he do? He ran the history down. From Abraham all the way down to current time, which was leading to all the way down. Christ wasn't born yet, which was leading all the way down to Christ. That was the truth. That was the truth. You see what I'm saying? And you want to double up with that truth. Now you got to go to Acts the seventh chapter. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Stephen told them the truth. And when Stephen told them the truth, they gnashed up on him with their teeth and they stoned that man to death. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What did they do with the Ammonite dude? They turned him over to us thinking that we was going to kill him. And we ain't kill him.
Yeah.
We let him go to dwell among us. Huh?
Yeah, so basically, you know, like,
that's the truth. They don't tell you that.
Yeah, so basically, you know what I'm saying? Basically, like, you don't have to join the Israelite camp to follow the truth. The truth, you know what I'm saying? Like, going, you know what I'm saying?
Testimony.
Right.
The truth is the testimony of Jesus Christ. The truth is the testimony of Jesus Christ. Whether you with one nigga, you by yourself, or you with other people. If you have the testimony of Jesus, can you hear me?
Yeah, you twat.
If you have the testimony of Jesus Christ, you got the truth. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. That was powerful right there. That was powerful. I hear you.
Can you hear me, brother?
Yeah, you twat.
Think about it. Now, couple that with Revelations, the 11th chapter, right? You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
What did the two witnesses have? And the two witnesses wasn't two men. Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Shalom, can you hear me?
Yeah, you twat.
Now, couple that what I just said, couple Acts the 7th chapter, and couple the what I brought out in the Apocrypha. Watch how it connects. Watch how it connects with Revelation the 11th chapter, starting at the first verse, when they talk about the two witnesses. Did the two witnesses have the truth? Hell yeah, they had the truth. You know why they had the truth? They had the testimony of Jesus Christ. That is the truth. They can't tell you that. You know why? What does that scripture say? When them that have a form of godliness but deny the power thereof? Remember that? When it said that they deny the power, it said, from such turn away. It said, leave those dudes alone. The ones that deny the power of the Lord, leave them alone. They have a form of godliness. Yeah, they dressed with the war belts on. They have the fringes, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have the war scarves. They have the mitres. You know what I'm saying? They have all of that. Superficially, they look like, you know what I'm saying? But they deny the power, which is crazy, man. This is crazy. I heard a Christian pastor bring this out a lot of years ago, and he was so right. He said that the greatest power on the earth, and people don't even want it. Yikes. Yikes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The power to heal the sick, the power to raise the dead. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about literally. I'm not talking about figuratively and everything. You know what I'm saying? Using this as a metaphor. I'm talking real. That's how you know you got the truth.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, the Lord didn't put that type of ability. Don't get me wrong. The Lord didn't put that type of gift on everybody. No. The Lord only puts that particular gift on certain people. Just like King Solomon couldn't do what Elijah was doing, right?
Right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you twat.
Can you hear me?
You twat.
But let you be a part of one of these One West groups, and you really got the truth, and you start talking about stuff like that, oh no, nigga, you got to go. You got to go. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
They run around talking about the truth. Yeah, the truth. Law, statutes, and commandments. They only partial in that. Hell, they become so partial in that I mean, hell, they're a shell of the commandments. They only keep the commandments and the laws and everything that's convenient for themselves. If it hurts them, if it hurts them to the point to where they can grow character out of it, they will not keep it. Believe that.
Right, I agree.
They boast themselves in the law, statutes, commandments. Guess who else did that? The Pharisees and the Sadducees and the scribes. The Herodians. They did it too. Everybody think that the Herodians go ahead.
Oh no, you too well. I'm listening.
Can you hear me, brother?
Yeah, I'm listening. We about to close out though.
People think that the Herodians, this is for another topic or whatever, but people think that the Herodians were Edomites. No, they were not. They were Israelites, bro. But that's for a whole other topic right there. But like I was saying, those Jews don't have the truth. They're using truth as a catchphrase. You come in one of these organizations and you really got the truth, them niggas gonna try and kill you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They gonna slander your name. They gonna tell everybody you a bitch and you this and you that. They gonna have a field day with you.
Yeah.
Especially if they know that you know what I'm saying, what the truth is and everything. And you vocal about it. You're not hiding it.
Mm-hmm.
Them niggas is gonna try and assassinate your character. They can't kill you. They might even just say fuck it and crash out on you.
Yeah, hey, I just found out, Salakia. Let me say this too. Can you hear me?
That's why it's so important.
Yeah, I also want to say this, so basically, I reached out to
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, okay, I think we got a little lag, but I had reached out to Officer Marah, and the only reason why I'm saying his name is because he put my name out there. So I reached out to Officer Marah to try to purchase a precept book from him. And instead of him reaching back out to me and like selling me the precept book, because he said they was selling it for like $20. So instead of him reaching out to me and either selling me the book or not selling me the precept book, he ends up.
So you reached out to who?
Yeah.
You kind of blinked out for a second.
Okay. Yeah.
Who did you reach out to?
Yeah. So I had reached out to Officer Marah. And I reached out to him because So I had reached out to him because he did a class saying that he's selling precept books. So I reached out to him so I could purchase a precept book. And instead of him reaching back out to me because he saw the message, and instead of him either selling me the book or not selling me the precept book, he ends up putting my screenshot and my message to him in a group chat, and them making fun of me, talking about I'm trying to buy a precept book while I'm not in the school. So you know what I mean?
And what he's saying is, what he's trying to say with that is, look at this fake Israelite wanting a precept book from the Isupk. That's what that is.
Yeah. And that's the only reason why I'm saying his name right now. Like, I would never say his name, but since you want to make a joke about me trying to learn the truth, then I'm going to just put it out there, on Hebrew Anonymous that, I reached out trying to learn something from y'all, and y'all took it as a joke and everything, trying to make fun of everybody.
Yeah, he look at you as a quote unquote fake Israelite, which don't even make any goddamn sense. You know what I'm saying? That whole label don't even make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you too.
And you know what? I'm just saying, if I was you, I'd post how evil and callous and mean this nigga was concerning that. And see, I always thought Marab was a good guy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I always thought he was a good guy. You know, he's kind of on a quiet side, you know, and he handled, you know, he's known for handling a lot of operations and everything you know, in Philadelphia and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? But this first time I ever seen, what you telling me is the first time I ever seen that nigga's fangs come out.
Yeah, so it goes back to what you're saying, you know, like, you know, I'm reaching out for the truth, and y'all, you know, like I'm even willing to pay the, you know, the fee for the book that y'all say the truth is in. But niggas, you know, y'all don't really want to teach the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all true colors are when the cameras go off. Everything's high school, and, you know, we clowning on niggas, you know.
I'm
shit.
so glad that you said that. I'm
Yeah.
so glad that you said that, because that's how them niggas are. The cameras go off, they totally different motherfuckers and shit. They have the sheepskin on and everything. When the cameras go off, they unzip that shit, and the wolf, you know what I'm saying? You know,
Right,
take that shit
right.
off, they hang that shit in the closet somewhere, and they really wolves. As a matter of fact, the book that I thinking about coming out with, I want that to be my cover photo. I want a closet, you know, you have one of them open closets or whatever, with a bunch of sheepskins hanging on the closet.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And them niggas sitting as the wolves that they are, and having the headbands and everything on. You know what I'm saying? Except I don't want to put One West on it, because they'll probably be able to sue me or something like that. So I'll put that One Mess on the headbands.
Right.
And then have a table. You know what I'm saying? If anybody want to steal this idea, fine. If you know what I'm saying? If anybody want to take the idea, whatever the case is, you know, you can go ahead or whatever. I'll stick to something else, whatever the case is. But the whole thing is to understand that this group, these people are not what the people think that they are. That's the point.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, they not what they and also too, they sitting at a table in this thing or whatever, right? They sitting at a dinner table. You know, one of them big dinner tables like what the rich people have.
Mm-hmm.
And they got human parts on their plates. Hands, feet, arms, things like that.
Damn.
Actually, they're eating up the sheep. That's what they're eating, the people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The people, you know what I'm saying? Wolves in sheep's clothing, and come out and devour up the people. And that's what they really are. They're there to devour up the black community in the benefit of the white man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And if they can't do that anymore, then the white man is not going to have no choice but to turn on them. Because what does a white man do if you have no further use for him? He defunds you. What did the Egyptians do? Then they start to beat the taskmasters, because the taskmasters lost control of the people. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Well, the same thing with them. If they lose control of the people, that would mark. Because nowadays, they don't even give a fuck whether you even know that they're unjust or not. They don't even give a fuck nowadays. You know why? Because the bottom line is about that goddamn money. And they understand something. They could be as evil. They could be Anton LaVey. They understand that they're going to still keep getting people in. What's going to hurt them is when that white man turns on them. That's what's really going to hurt. Because that's the only God that they fear, is him.
Mm-hmm.
So when you fear that type of God, when you fear any God other than the Most High is going to send the God that you fear to you. You know what I'm saying? That's how that thing's, going to go.
Yeah.
And Trump, look how unpredictable he is. Trump is the most unpredictable president that I've ever seen in my lifetime.
Yeah.
We can get a wild hair up his orange ass. And what do you think is going to happen then? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I was gonna say, you know what I mean. So in closing, is it any last words you want to give in closing for?
Yeah, I got a closing statement to make. Don't join A1 West can. To be honest with you, I hate to say this, don't join anything. This sucks, don't it?
Yeah.
Don't join anything. Every damn thing, you know what I'm saying, has teeth and claws concerning blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We join any damn thing, and it's a goddamn trap. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
It sucks. Now, I know, it's very disheartening. But it's the truth. You link up with like-minded brothers, you know what I'm saying? But don't fully trust anyone. The only time that we ever gonna really love one another and everything, like when we supposed to love one another, is when we're so afraid of what'll happen if we don't. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
That's the only time we're ever gonna love. Think about it. We always have to go back to the time of Egypt. We always have to go back there. What united us during the time of Moses? Fear. Being totally afraid. You know what I'm saying? Because you got the Egyptians on one hand, they want to kill every nigga that they saw. Because of what was happening to them. As America falls, and they start to beat the taskmasters, Johanna and all of them dudes, and the celebrities are out, hell, they already started on celebrities. You know what I'm saying? Then that means we eventually gonna have to consolidate. You know what I'm saying? And do what it is that we don't want to do, which is actually come together. You know what I'm saying? Because they're gonna take this, the Americans gonna certainly take this some kind of way, and Trump is a pharaoh.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if this thing carries out to the next president after him, it's going to be the same goddamn thing. If it was Kamala Harris, it would be the same thing with a female pharaoh, but they didn't want that. Which that has nothing to do with us, because you have people now that's blaming us for the reason why Kamala Harris, us black men, for the reason why Kamala Harris did not get elected. Mm-hmm. They're blaming us for that. And they're talking about Trump's police and everything, and his crackdown on black men and everything. It would have happened up under her too, because she was a prosecutor in California, and she done railroaded many black men to get to where she's at. She was fucking the black men at the top and fucking over the black men that were at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? And getting them long ass prison sentences when the crime did not fit the punishment.
Yeah, I agree, y'all.
You know, so the thing of it is, like I was saying, remember the days of Egypt. We need to get in that story, brother. If I close the statement, I don't mean to go long, brother, but the closing statement is read Exodus. Read it. Not only read it, analyze it. You know what I'm saying? Analyze it, research it. You know what I'm saying? Really dig into it and get the meat. Mm-hmm. That will tell you what we're going to have to go through in the future here. And what we're going through now. It just ain't heated up to its hottest point yet. And that's all I got to say, brother.
All right, yeah. Hey, man, like I said, man, thanks for coming on Hebrew Anonymous again.
Thank you for having me,
Yup, man. Well, you know what I'm saying? We still got more work to do on future episodes. You know, it ain't never over. As long as they here, we here. You know what I mean?
Yes, brother. You know, and brother, I'm still on a full tank.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, I am too. You know, especially on motherfuckers, you know, trying to clown me for trying to purchase a precept book. You know, it's on now, you know.
You trying to get that knowledge. I mean, hell, you know what I'm saying? I mean, what the hell's wrong with that?
Nothing.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely nothing.
Especially when y'all say y'all selling it. Come on now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And here's the thing. You supporting what it is that they're doing. What they want, $40 for it?
$20.
Oh, okay. Kaposh was selling his for $40. He had gave me one for free. You know what I'm saying? Because being Kaposh, you know what I'm saying, I was his right-hand man and everything. You know what I'm saying? He gave me one for free. That's one good thing that he did do. You know what I'm saying? He gave me, a precept book for free, but he was selling his for $40. He was selling this for twice that much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know.
Well,
But,
yeah. I mean, if you still got a precept book, sure. I mean, I'll buy it from you if it's on. If you could.
Yeah, brother. Shit. I'd have to make a precept book myself, man.
Okay.
When it comes to teaching classes and street speakers and everything, brother, I had so much substance in me. I just going off the dome. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because I did a lot of study and research before I got with that school. I was already teaching 4 years before I got with Isupk.
Right.
Yeah, I'm good with keeping, you know what I'm saying, everything, keeping a whole lot in my head. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when he gave me that precept book, man, it sucked because I planned on bringing that precept book up here to Minnesota with me, but I lost my bag that I had it in. The bag, and that was the only thing that I had in that was that precept book. That was the only thing I had in it. I said, hell, I would have gave it to you, you know what I'm saying? I would have, gave it to you for free. If I had it, you know what I'm saying? But if I make a precept book and everything, as a matter of fact, I might go ahead and make a precept book, brother.
Yeah,
And I think you will certainly like what you find. I'm just keeping it all the way real.
Yeah.
You will certainly like it. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, and I'm not going, I'm not going to charge no $40 or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I might charge a $20 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I want this stuff to get out there. I want people to learn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
saying?
Me
too. Yeah, me too.
I don't, nowadays I don't view myself as a teacher. I view myself as a sharer of what it is that I know. You know what I'm saying? A man that shares. Because that title teacher, it has a bad taste in my mouth at this point.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Just like father. You know what I'm saying? All of that type of stuff. Priest. You know what I'm saying? Prophet. All of that kind of stuff has a real bad taste in my mouth. You know what I'm saying? We ain't dealing with the prophets of the old, the prophets, the priests and everything, of old that's in the Bible and everything. But outside of that, it has a bad taste in my mouth. I heard those terms. It remind me of that school. I don't like the term brotherhood. I'm just saying, man. Brotherhood reminds me of the Isupk stuff, and it reminds me of the clan. It reminds me of, every damn thing, the damn skull and bones, all of that kind of stuff. And that's what they own. They own that same stuff, man. They in that too. But like I said, man, I don't plan on being long with it with this thing or whatever the case is, brother. But we definitely got to do this again.
Yeah, man. Yep. We will, man, for sure. You know what I mean? It's a lot of stuff to keep warning the sheep about, man.
Right, brother. You know what I'm saying? And we just be consistent with it and everything. We be consistent.
Yeah, man.
If we could, I'd like to do this once a week if we could.
Yeah. So if anything, definitely within 2 weeks, based on my work schedule.
What was he saying, brother?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I was saying, if not once every weekend, then definitely, every 2 weeks based on my work schedule.
Okay, sounds good to me, brother. Sounds good to me.
Yeah, So yeah, man, with that, man, I'm gonna let you enjoy your evening, and with that, man, I'll say shalom.
All right, shalom, brother.
Okay, peace. Yeah, so man, that was another episode of Hebrew Anonymous with ex-member of the Isupk, Officer Tarak. And we got his side of the story, man. He was lied on. He never beat the kids, never beat the woman, never beat his wife, never beat his ex-wife, never beat her mother. You know what I mean? He asked for counsel, they never gave it to him. So with that, Hebrew Anonymous, although these stories reflect real life that may or may not be true, the guests that come on the show, they just sharing their story. These stories are for edification and entertainment purposes only. Don't say we slandering. You know what I mean? And also, closing thought. I mean, another last word, man. If y'all like this beat, this beat was done by music producer PG3. Y'all can find him on Facebook. Type in PG3 or PG. I think it's PG3 or PG Humble. I think it's PG3 Humble or PG Humble. Just try to figure that out on Facebook. When I find out what it is, I'll let y'all know. But that's the brother that made the beat. If y'all like the beat, I think type in let me just look it up right now. Find out his name on Facebook, so y'all can have it if y'all like this beat. Let me see, PG. Okay, yeah. So on Facebook, if y'all like this beat, you know what I mean, type in PG space Humble space Pays. That's the producer of this beat instrumental. And with that, man, I say shalom. I was sure love was fair.
Someone else. What? My love. I stayed till I was sure that it was real. You fooled me again.
Still forgave you when I walked away forever.
I tell myself never again. I tell myself never again. I tell myself never again. My love turned out to be loving someone else.
What?
My love, I stayed till I was sure that it was real. You fooled me again.
Still forgave you when I walked away forever.
I tell myself never again.
Oh snap. Yo, I gotta come back on. So I forgot. So PG Humble Pays on Facebook. It's a producer of the beat. And Sagalia, you know what I'm saying? Since Sagalia is the female vocals over the beat. Just had to come back and say that. Salakia.